anyone who gets hit by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was at...
Oh, welcome in 98. With you on this Thursday night. We got a lot going on. Happy World Cup Day, everyone. Woo! We're already 1-0 in our picks. Mexico wins early on today. And there's another game tonight that we'll tell you about throughout the show here. But a lot to get into. What's going on with the Red Sox? Sam Kennedy spoke today. And what else can we talk about? I can re-rack the injury stuff that I was kind of digging through last night. Hey, did you see the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history last night? I did. Reminded me of a team that I'll bring up to you coming up as well. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight. Series tied at 2. We have that to watch throughout the night as well. And there's a lot of chatter regarding the Celtics and Giannis and possible trades. We got it all for you tonight right here on the Sports Hub. The phone number is 617-779-0985. We're also on YouTube as well. Go to 985 youtube.com and then search 98.5 The Sports Hub. I already see people in there. Seaside's in there. Terrace, Ryan. We got our whole crew already ready to go in this one. Well, last night when we were here, the San Antonio Spurs were up 29 points on the New York Knicks. And hey, New York's a team that's battled back all year long, right? It's come back from deficits. We saw it in the playoffs last year when the Celtics took on New York. But there were a couple of things that happened while we were here before we left. And it's at one point when I think when we left last night, it was a 17-point game. And then the Spurs would bring the ball down court, shoot a 3, miss. New York would hit 2. And then 3, miss. It was the same thing. 3, miss, come back 2. They got it within 9 points, I think, by the time we were halfway in the car. And it was an unbelievable ending. I actually listened to it coming home last night on the old Fox Sports radio there. But there was one thing that happened here that we've talked about a couple of times, and it's the opening take tonight. You can point to a lot of things, whether it's De'Aaron Fox not trying to run out the clock or not trying to score whatsoever and basically getting possession of the game. It was a huge blunder. It was a blunder, and it's one that you'll look back at and say, man, what did you do? But I want to be consistent because that's who I am. And when teams win and lose, especially in big games or in championship games, you go after the best players. And when I say go after the best players, there are people you can blame for the loss last night. In my opinion, there's no one to blame more than Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, say whatever you want, face of the game, next big star, could win multiple championships. He choked last night. And it wasn't so much how it ended for him. There was a turning point in the game. We were talking about, is Wemby a dirty player, is one of the discussions that we had on the show last night. And in a way, when you watch Wemby play, he can't be pushed around, thrown around. So that's why he has to do what he has to do, right? Can't just let guys push him around. He's got to show a little bit of dominance. Well, last night, Victor Wembanyama got another flagrant foul. He had one rescinded from the game before. That flagrant foul was the turning point in last night's game. There's no other way you can look at it. I'll give you all the numbers shortly here on why it was the turning point of the game. But you didn't think about it at the time. Right? Wemby was talking trash during the game last night. He was trying to tell other people that they were in his head. Oh, yeah, he got cocky. And you know what? Sometimes you can flex, right? You can flex, but there's a time for it. And once Victor Wembanyama got that flagrant foul, do you guys know what the New York Knicks did? They went on a 55-25 run. That foul literally initiated the comeback for the New York Knicks last night, who, if you haven't heard yet, have the when it comes to comeback wins, they have come back from the largest deficit in NBA history. 29 points. By the way, during that 55-25 run after the Wembanyama flagrant, the Spurs shot 6 for 35. Think about that. They were rolling. They were cocky. They were pushing people around. They were trying to show who was boss. But that flagrant, it was the turning point. It changed everything. 55-25 run. Spurs shot 6 for 35, including 2 for 15 from 3 the rest of the game. And it was bad. How many times did you watch San Antonio settle for a 3 and watch New York get back in the game and literally say to yourself, why are you doing this? 3, miss, transition, basket. 3 miss, transition, basket. It was how New York came into the game. When they shot the threes, they were poor. Nobody was getting back on defense. Therefore, they were running so much they were barely even playing defense. They settled on 3-point shots, and they gave the game away. They gave it away. Now, they had multiple opportunities to hold on to that lead. Multiple. And there was a time where they were up 1. Josh Hart gets the steal. Kind of didn't know what to do. Ended up missing the layup. They ended up getting the ball back. They had multiple times to get it back. They took the lead. Spurs took the lead after a couple of free throws. It was a back and forth game. It was thrilling. But in the end, who do you blame one more time? The guy who initiated it with that flagrant foul on a 55-25 run had a chance at the free throw line and missed both. The San Antonio Spurs last night missed 3 free throws for their team. All 3 of them were from Victor Wembanyama. I think it's fair to say that Wemby will be a great player. He's a planet player. We've never seen anything like this guy. But what we're seeing is late in games, he's not ready to close out yet. Especially in these big games, these tight games. And if there's one other thing that you can say, the New York Knicks are good at this. It's what they do. They come back on you because they have a great point guard. They have bigs. They have guys that do the dirty work like OG Anunoby and Josh Hart. And they have skilled shooters in Bridges. But it was Alvarado that helped them off the bench, that gave them the spark. Mike Brown made that move, and it worked. I kind of questioned Mike Brown the night before for getting on the officials. In hindsight, it worked. In hindsight, it did. But when you lose a game like that, yeah, you can get on De'Aaron Fox all you want. It was a stupid play. It was stupid. But Victor Wembanyama stoked the fire. And when he had a chance to tie the game or go ahead, he clanked both free throws in a clutch situation. I know there's people that don't want the New York Knicks to win. I know that there's people in Boston that don't want to see New York win. At this point, I thought the only thing standing in their way was Victor Wembanyama. And right now, the only reason why the Spurs are down 3-1, if you ask me, is because of Victor Wembanyama. He gave away the game in game 2, and he gave it away last night once again. In the big games, you have to get on the best players. Here, when Jaylen Brown doesn't play well, he hears about it. When Jason Tatum doesn't play well, you hear about it. So we can get on De'Aaron Fox all we want, or the coach down the stretch. It was Victor Wembanyama that started this thing, and he had a chance to close it, and he missed. He whiffed. And the New York Knicks are now 1 game away from being NBA champions. How does that make you feel, Boston fans? We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Again, the Knicks outscored the Spurs last night 55-25 after Victor Wembanyama's flagrant foul. They went on a huge run. They took the lead. It went back and forth. But on the final play, the Knicks threw it into their best player, who settled for a 3. The inbounder is always the most dangerous person on the out-of-bounds play. We've seen it before, right? OG Anunoby last night, nobody boxed him out. Had a clean run right to the rim, tipped it in to go ahead. And when the Spurs had a chance late, they fumbled the ball down low. You can say that the Spurs blew it. I'll agree with you. They absolutely blew it. But this is what they do. It's what the Knicks do. They come back because they have clutch players. And last night, Victor Wembanyama had a chance to do it. And again, now he has multiple chances to prove it as New York is one win away. 617-779-0985. I did want to just kind of compare the loss last night or the win for the Knicks compared to the Celtics. I'm going to try to pull it all full circle here. I want to invite you all again to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com. You can search 98.5 The Sports. There's already a bunch of people in there right now. Your thoughts on Wemby, the Celtics, and the New York Knicks, all that and more. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening.
8 straight threes. Like, they thought that was some of the most mismanaged, stupid basketball. Hey, when you blow a 29-point lead, the other team has to help you. The San Antonio Spurs help the New York Knicks win this game by doing some of the stupid-ass stuff I've ever seen on the basketball court. That the Spurs and DeAndre Fox. DeAndre Fox, whatever. I'm going to call his ass DeAndre tonight. That was a dumbass play. He did not have to shoot that ball. They could have just got fouled. There was no reason for him to shoot that ball.
Basketball last night. Again, I didn't watch the end. We were leaving here last night. So I was listening on Fox Sports Radio, which one of those guys, was it Mike Harmon or Smith, whatever one? They're New York fans. So in a way, they're like, yeah, it's 9 points now. Now it's 7 points. And they kept saying how the Spurs are, shot another 3, and the Knicks, are coming back down the court, and like the foul situations and everything. It sounded to me like it probably wasn't going to happen. But this is what New York does. It's what they do. But it reminded me of a lot of things when it came to the Boston Celtics, everyone. When you look at it, right, the Celtics had the record, the NBA Finals record of a comeback in the NBA Finals. They were down 24 points to the LA Lakers in 2008. I gave you the whole synopsis of it if you were listening last night, but the Celtics were shooting horribly. It took Kevin Garnett's big shooting night and James Posey off the bench, who hit 4 threes and an amazing comeback. They defended the Lakers' second half, and they had the biggest comeback. And you know what? I used to hang my hat on that. I used to hang my hat on the Celtics. That Celtics group could come back from the biggest deficit in NBA history. And now it's been beat by the New York Knicks. And I'm saying that because I was disgusted when the Celtics lost to the Knicks last year. And I'm disgusted now because the New York Knicks are literally a higher tier than the Boston Celtics. And there were a lot of takeaways from last night because watching the way the Spurs played, did it not remind you of the Boston Celtics? Did it not remind you of a team that would shoot when there was still time on the shot clock? That wasn't working the offense, that was almost looked tired and was settling for threes? Watching it was horrible. But we're used to it here. We've seen the team do that a bunch. We've seen the Celtics do that against those same New York Knicks. The Celtics actually had a comeback this year against the Spurs because they couldn't close the door. But at the end of the game, it was Wemby who closed it out. Now that's regular season. And that's one of the things that I have to at least look at, as teams can play certain rounds, they can advance to whatever level. But when it comes to the NBA Finals, it's different. It's different. It hasn't been different for the Knicks, who did somewhat no-show in Game 3. And it looked like they were no-showing in Game 4 as the Spurs were lights out from 3. But the Knicks, who always battle back, it's exactly what they did. Down double digits going into the fourth quarter. But it reminded me of the Celtics. And just one more thing that I wanted to bring up regarding maybe some similarities of last night to maybe something that's happened in the past for the Boston Celtics. The De'Aaron Fox play, he should have just dribbled the ball, held it, not put it up. And I'm sure he's a losing player because he plays for losers his whole entire career. And, there were times where I wondered why he was even out there during the series. But that play in particular, that was a bonehead play. And it cost him big time. I don't think it cost him the game, but it cost them a chance to seal the victory. It was dumb. But this same exact play happened with the 2024 Celtics, if you remember. Remember, Drew Holiday got a steal at the end of a game? and he ran the clock out. He ran around, the clock ended, and the Celtics won because he had the smarts, the ability, and was a championship player. That might be, if we're keeping making this a Celtics conversation, that might be what's missing from the last group that we just saw. But every team needs one of those guys. The Celtics needed Drew Holiday. They needed another ball handler during that time, but they needed a guy who made the right decisions. The Spurs, they went with De'Aaron Fox, who's been a star, who had a fallout, in Sacramento, and has been dealing with ankle injuries, but has never been in a winning situation. When you look at the New York Knicks, I guess you could say they have been in winning situations, or at least have been in it in the playoffs and have come back. They just don't have the hardware. They're one game away from doing that. But not only are the Knicks ahead of the Celtics and then broke their NBA Finals record for comeback, but they're about to even the Boston Celtics potentially on NBA championships. And we're going to bring Jay Stu in. I want to know what his phone is saying, because there's a lot going on, rumors everywhere regarding Giannis. I don't know what the latest is. Yesterday I hear Bill Simmons say one thing, and Kevin O'Connor says another thing today. All I can tell you is this: watching this has to motivate the Boston Celtics, because they aren't there yet. They just aren't there yet. One other thing I wanted to mention regarding the last night's game. Did you know the Spurs in Game 1 led by 14 points and lost? In Game 2, they led by 12 points and lost. In Game 4, they were up by 29 points and lost. Indicative of what the Celtics have done in the past too, right? It looks like right now, and I'm not saying the series is over, but it looks like to me that the Spurs are right there. They're going to need somebody else to get them over the hump. I don't know who it was. Was it Mike Brown that got him over the hump? Was it putting, the Villanova boys together? One other thing I wanted to bring back to the Celtics and to the New York Knicks from last night. OG Anunoby is a great player, right? Great player in college. Was part of the Kawhi Leonard group, I believe. The guy's a winner. But his putback last night trumps the Derek White putback as well. The Derek White putback was Marcus Smart getting a shot. Nobody boxed out Derek White, and he put it right back in. If you look at last night, Jalen Brunson, I think, shot the ball hoping to get a rebound. It looked like it at least. Nobody boxed out OG Anunoby, who tipped the ball in. There are just so many similar winning plays that New York did that were so similar to the Celtics run. I mentioned the Drew Holiday play. It was a miss for the Spurs. But that Derek White play, same exact play for the Knicks that led them to win the game. The potential series-changing game. Just a lot there between what the Knicks are doing and what the Celtics haven't compared to what they did when they were champions. And I think they're that far apart, and the Spurs are that one player away. The series isn't over. A lot can still happen. But I think last night was demoralizing. And at this point, I'd be shocked if the Knicks aren't your NBA champions. 617-779-0985. Skaz, you have anything you want to add on the games last night? I was trying to make my Celtics-Knicks points. Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Knicks deserve a ton of credit for that comeback. Obviously, you mentioned they no-show out the gate. The Spurs did choke it away, though. Mitch Johnson. I would have Wemby, though, at the top of the list for the reasons they lost that game. Missed free throws, bad turnovers, poor shooting. Didn't assert himself in the second half. I mean, the Spurs as a team scored 30 points in the second half of that basketball game, 16 and 14. So that's just never, ever going to get it done in the NBA Finals, not in 2026, certainly. And you keep mentioning the Celtics and the Knicks. The Celtics did not lose to the Knicks. The Celtics lost before they even had a chance to get to the Knicks, so they are far away from the NBA championship, and that's what I hope they realize, and that's what I hope they, tend to this offseason. And it sounds like we're going to find out in the next couple hours, weeks, days, Joe. I'm not exactly sure, but something is going to happen with your Boston Celtics because they can't run it back. They know that. The Eastern Conference is getting better, and especially if Giannis is getting moved to somewhere in the Eastern Conference that isn't you, that shakes things up as well. So Brad Stevens has his work cut out for him.
And I just wanted to mention, I said that the Knicks have a chance to match the Celtics. I meant that group. Because, the Celtics have won 18 championships, right? I think the Knicks would be winning 2 if this is what happened. I can't even remember now. But just in case, you said this. So I get that a lot. I already got it. The New York Knicks 1 game away from championship. Jay Stu's here. He wants to, let's find out what's going on with his phone. We'll bring him in studio. The phone number is 617-779-0985. Your thoughts on the NBA playoffs, the finals, and what's going on with the Celtics. And, well, you can get in on whatever else you want to as well. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Patriots OTAs in the books. The practice ended today after Braden Swinson sacked Drake May, and Mike Vrabel goes, that's enough. That's enough. So A.J. Brown did talk, though, after, said he's going to work with Drake May during the time off. Stanley Cup Game 5 continues tonight. Series tied at 2. Bruins make an addition to their coaching staff. Matt McIlvain joins Marco Sturm's staff. He was on the staff when Team Germany won the silver. And at the World Cup, Mexico, they win 2-0 today in Mexico City. There is one other game tonight, and I will tell you what that game is. Go home. He's here.
Hi, Joe.
How are you? What an intro by Skez.
I'm great. I'm not a Road Warriors guy. I was more of a Demolition guy because I grew up in the WWF territory. But that's I love the Iron Man version of the Road Warriors theme song.
Yes, because they're from Minnesota. I've watched their.
Their gimmick is Chicago, brother.
Chicago. That's right. I don't know why I said that. Yes, their gimmick is Chicago. Their final move was
the Doomsday Device.
Animal would put the opponent kind of like chicken fight style, and then Hawk would go off the rope with a clothesline. It was a solid move.
It was a great move. So, and only one actual like really horrible casualty. I think it was Henry Godwin broke his neck because he took the bump wrong.
That's right. I saw something on him, and Duke the Dumpster's not doing so great these days.
No, a lot of them aren't. Bad with their finances, bad with their bodies, but when you're throwing your body against the ground, I guess that'll happen.
Jay Stu,
Hi.
Your thoughts on the game last night? I blame Victor Wembanyama because once he had that flagrant foul, 55-25 run, and then he missed the 2 free throws at the end. I blame him.
I blame the Spurs for not adjusting and just shooting open threes. That's what I do. I blame, because if you look at when the Knicks went on their 13-0 run, it was just Spurs chucking threes. And here's the thing, because I'm a little compromised, in case you didn't realize, because I think Joe Mazzulla is a good regular season coach because he gets his players to buy in. The open shot is the 3-point shot. But when it comes to the playoffs, you have to adjust. And that's why this has been a struggle for Joe Mazzulla specifically. This is why it's been a struggle for the Spurs during this series, is they have not adjusted their offense. They're getting open 3-pointers, and make or miss league, brother. That's how it works. And so they did not adjust properly last night. And it was a lot of the Spurs just missing shots, not defending well. It was more on the Spurs missing shots than it was the Knicks, like with this miraculous comeback.
Yeah, like I don't think they had Steph Curry hitting 6 threes in the fourth quarter or something like that.
Like the Spurs had all these open shots and they missed them, right? Make or miss league. And you saw the coaching on the Knicks side make adjustments and just take what was given to them, pick away at the lead, and then they got it. And Brunson actually missed the last shot that would have taken the lead. They had that great hand of God tip in, and then the Knicks guarded the inbounder, which I don't know. That's basic strategy for me, is you put your tallest guy, your longest guy on the inbounder. The Spurs did not do that. And that was the difference in the game.
Some of the similarities.
But there's also been, Joe, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the Spurs have had big leads throughout this series. But it also goes to the point in the NBA is that what we thought 12-point leads are no longer valid. The Spurs had a 12-point lead, lost those games, had another big lead, and then they had the 29-point lead last night, and they lost that game. So these 20-point leads in the NBA aren't as insurmountable as maybe they once were.
And I just think there are these things called turning points. Wemby's flagrant foul. 55-25 run New York went on. Spurs shot 6 for 35, 2 for 15 from 3.
And there's also a point about Wemby being 20-something years old and maybe fatigued. Maybe his body, he's never played this much basketball before. He might be battling an injury. They're just leaning on him. Whatever the Knicks are doing, Wemby looks fatigued and he's not as efficient. Like, he can't miss his free throws down the stretch there, Joe.
There was a couple of similarities that I noticed Celtics-wise. The De'Aaron Fox taking the shot.
Yep.
Remember when Drew Holiday
I do.
Stole it, ran the clock out, and won?
Yep.
Do you have that, Skaz? I don't know.
So I went back, and it's not exactly the same situation. Holiday steals it with right around 4 seconds left, and he's fouled before he gets to the 3-point line.
He got fouled?
He got fouled.
Yes, but he was going towards the hoop, and he got
But he would have
fouled.
just let the time
He
run.
probably would have, but he was not given the opportunity. But I like the narrative.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
That's why I came up with it.
I'm here for the narratives.
Drew Holiday, winning player. De'Aaron Fox, not.
Yeah, I think that's certainly an argument after. And I saw a funny clip going around Twitter today, too, where Mike Brown used to be De'Aaron Fox's head coach in Sacramento. Mike Brown was fired a day after calling out De'Aaron Fox for making a stupid play back in 2024. So just a little full circle moment there. Sometimes firing your coach works out. It does work out sometimes.
The other one I'd bring up is Derek White was the inbounder in Game 6 on the road.
Yep.
Passed it
This
to
is
Smart.
Miami.
Smart missed it. Who had the follow-up?
Derek White, because he was unguarded.
And who was the inbounder last night? OG Anunoby.
Unguarded. Clear path to the basket.
So, like, do you see the Celtics had those winning plays? Mm-hmm. They had them. So, like, what's the gap right now? Because I do think that the Knicks are a higher tier. Like if we're doing Maz's tiers, the Knicks are on tier 1. Are the Celtics now tier 3?
No, they're not tier 3. They're tier 2 because of Tatum and Brown and White. But their bench players, their role players are all early 20s, where the Knicks, they have role players who are 29, 28, 27. They've got more years in the league. I think the Spurs are like second youngest team in the league. Knicks might be one of the top 10 oldest teams in the league, but it's those prime years. And I feel like a lot of teams across all sports, prime years are 28 to 33. That's when most teams, if they have those players, veteran players, a lot of years in the league, they win the championship. Young teams generally don't. OKC last year, average age 25, 26 maybe. It feels like it was on the younger side of what the NBA looks like.
How's your phone? What's going on? Anything? Can I tell you the reports that I'm seeing?
So to answer your question, the phone's a little cold right now.
Oh, it's cold.
But I think the intel has been consistent, and that is that the Celtics have loved Giannis. There are members of the Celtics organization who love Giannis and have loved him for a long time, and they are in on him. And I have not dispelled that belief. Maybe there's more of a split in the organization on Giannis, but I know prominent members, decision makers, love Giannis, want Giannis, and would love to pair Giannis with Jason Tatum.
Okay, what I am hearing or watching or seeing is that the Celtics have made everyone available besides Jason Tatum, and there's 2 reports, both from the Ringer. One is obviously our buddy, Bill Simmons.
Your buddy?
Well, kind of. Bill Simmons has said, well, maybe they're back in. Paraphrasing.
I don't think they were ever out.
And then Kevin O'Connor today says everyone's available, but Jason Tatum. So they're interested. I just feel like this J. Stu will be, where does Giannis want to go? And if he says Boston, the Celtics going to work out a deal that doesn't involve Brown and Tatum, and they'll get it done.
So I think Giannis wants Boston. I think he wants Miami. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Dallas either.
Dallas.
Just to throw that drop out there. And I say that because their GM they just hired, who used to be with Toronto, I can't think of his name right now, but he was very active in scouting Giannis. And back years ago when Giannis was, again, either a free agent or on the market, I thought Toronto was in play because of that scouting thing. I wouldn't sleep on Utah either. And that's because Giannis, I believe, had a good relationship with Danny Ainge at some point where there was some scouting involved there. So those would be the 4 teams. I don't think the NBA necessarily wants Giannis to go to Utah, but who knows? Weirder things have happened. I mean, we remember that Milwaukee got Dame Lillard when Dame Lillard wanted to go to Miami. Kawhi Leonard did not want Toronto. He ended up going to Toronto, won a championship there. But I think if Giannis ends up anywhere, it's Miami or Boston. That would be my guess, Joe. And my hope is that it's not sending Jaylen Brown out. But it feels to me like there's some sort of Tatum and Giannis. That's the poster. That's the Celtics going forward. And Jaylen Brown is in Atlanta. He's in Houston. He's in Toronto. He's in Portland. He's in another market.
And China.
And I think that sucks.
He's in China right now. And he's
as far as teams go.
I end up laughing because he's smelling the rice.
Just sports here, Joe. A to B.
He's smelling the rice, which, is it the rice because he's in China, or is it the grass is the rice?
Oh.
It's always better elsewhere. The grass isn't always green. I get the sniffer out a lot on these things.
I understand. I do know that he has some events scheduled this summer in Atlanta, but he also has an event scheduled in the fall in Boston.
Yeah, I think he had a sneaker thing going on.
And hopefully he has an event in Boston, but more on that another day.
Okay. You asked me a question before you sat down. You said, Joe, do you want a big or a wing?
Yeah, I said, do you want a big or a ball handler?
Ooh, you did say ball handler.
Yeah.
Big or a ball handler? Well, if I had a choice, it would be a big.
Yep. I got a name for you.
Give it to me.
Wendell Carter Jr.
God.
in Orlando.
He actually had a pretty good, I think he had over 10 points a game because I remember betting on him. And he's one of Tatum's boys, right, from Duke?
Yep. He's a $10 million player right now. He probably needs a new contract. Maybe you can talk Orlando into Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard. Because they tried with Desmond Bane to get more three-point shots, to get more athletic guard play, because they're loaded with bigs down there. So maybe you try a play like that, and then your starting lineup is Tatum, Brown, White, Wendell Carter Jr. You'd have to throw in some picks. Maybe you have to throw in one of the younger players you like. But maybe you can get Orlando to bite. They gave up 5 first-round picks for Desmond Bane, Joe. So Orlando might be ripe for the pick in there. So Wendell Clark Jr. is a name that I would suggest.
He doesn't
also
move the needle, though.
Keep in mind. Yeah, but if he's a starting player, he started 70-plus games last year, right? He's a big who can do a lot of different things. I think
Would you have him start and still have Keita?
Oh, I would have him start over Keita.
Okay.
Absolutely. Keita, I think, was in a starting role because it was a gap year, Joe.
Yeah.
They were trying all these players out to see what was good, what they had value on.
I think he's a good rotational big man.
Keita? Yeah, you can't play him in the playoffs, or you have to be very selective with him in the playoffs. Wendell Carter Jr. can play important minutes in playoffs.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
But that's the type of role player that they need to add.
The big I was looking at, who was involved in a trade rumor yesterday, is Domantas Sabonis. He played 19 games a year ago. He was hurt.
I love the player, Joe. Absolutely love him. He's a left-handed shot. He passes the ball well. He's probably better offensively than his dad was, and certainly trying to be healthier than his dad was in the early 90s, mid-90s, whatever it was. I love the player. I've wanted him for years. That cost you Jaylen Brown. I don't want to do that.
It's $49 million or something.
You can do the math and not include Jaylen Brown, but I can't think that the Kings are going to take anything less than Jaylen Brown for Sabonis.
They are the Kings. That 27
True, but they were smart enough to move Halliburton because they had Fox, and they loved Fox. They moved a guard for a big.
Yeah, but they lost Halliburton.
I understand that, but you didn't know what Halliburton was going to be. I know. Well,
they're stupid.
They are stupid. This is trying to take advantage of people.
Yes, this is my whole point. Is like, Peyton Pritchard would look really good in Sacramento.
I agree.
He could be an all-star.
I think Peyton Pritchard's an all-star on a bottom 10 team in the league.
Get that going.
Are we going to do like vertical videos for social media and just be like, Peyton Pritchard's the guy you want, and just look right into the camera.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard, yeah.
We have guys who can edit all that stuff.
I know. They're very quality. They're good people.
There are some calls, but just quickly, you mentioned ball handler.
Yeah, I got a name.
Give it to me.
A distressed asset, maybe. John Morant. No. If it took like your younger players and your starting lineup ends up Tatum, Brown, White, and John Morant, do you think it's different here? Celtics culture could handle John Morant?
Yeah. I'm not dismissing good players. Remember when people used to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't want that guy. Let's get that
Well, so
guy.
I don't want Giannis because I think Giannis is an injury. I think his Achilles is a ticking time bomb, and I want nothing to do with Giannis because I think he's going to be out a year plus with a blown Achilles. I don't like, by the way, that Tatum grabbed his other calf. I don't like that Jaylen Brown missed some time with calf injuries. Those things worry me, but I already have Tatum. I already have Brown. I don't want to acquire another potential injury risk. Injury risk for, big time. Like Jaylen Brown goes out, Giannis comes in. I don't want to make that. I don't. But I think you could get Ja Morant for less than that. Because here's the thing, Joe, is that they can do a sign and trade with that Vujovic contract. In the same way that they've done sign and trades in the past and matched money so that they can make all that work if they want to.
What's Ja Morant's salary?
Right now it's $39 million. So Pritchard, Hauser, match money with Vujovic, picks, you can get Ja Morant, I think.
Ooh, bad guy.
He might be, or he might be in a bad situation.
Murray State. That's where he went to college.
I'm trying to give you something different.
It is different. It is different. It is very different.
Right.
Mark in the car wants to talk to you. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
What's up, fellas? Look, Jay Stu, I love the fact that you're getting some airtime here and talking to us about your thoughts about basketball. I really appreciate that.
But
And I don't disagree. The Celtics are tier 2. I don't disagree with that. But as they're currently constituted, they are not tier 2, right? They are, but Missoula is the issue. Plain and simple. Forget about Morant and trading these other players or bench is too young. Missoula is the issue flat out. Any other coach who made the final 8 in the NBA on the Celtics, we're still playing and we're competing for a title, no questions asked, right? Forget about the rest of that stuff. There's no way Ja Morant works here trading those players. And I get that Brown's got his problems. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He wants to be Muhammad Ali, all that stuff. And I think that Tatum has problems in terms of his grit and his stick-to-itiveness. I get all that. The issue is Missoula. End of story.
So you fix that? You fix that by the year they won the title. They had Jeff Van Gundy, they had Charles Lee, and they had somebody else on the coaching staff who eventually left. So you overload and you pay for more coaches that can kind of oversee and help the operation. Jeff Van Gundy was very important in that championship year in guiding them eventually in the playoffs. So you got to find that guy, whether it's Frank Vogel, Tom Thibodeau, somebody along those lines.
No, but I agree with you with that. I completely agree with you. Missoula was bailed out that year they won the championship. No doubt about that. What I'm saying to you is you don't have to tinker with all these machinations with the roster. And again, forget Morant. Honest to God, there's no way that would work here, in my opinion.
But it's different here.
Thanks, Mark. Sorry, but
no, it's okay. Mark, the whole marketing thing with the Celtics is it's different here, which a lot of people still don't understand. I've had it explained to me it's different here. But if you think that your culture is really good and it costs you some picks, a contract that you're not going to bring back in Vooch and some role players, try and take a swing at a star or a potential star like Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, somebody like that who their upside is so great. And at a worst case, like Ja Morant's got 2 years left on his deal, you take a swing, maybe it doesn't work, and you have to trade him somewhere else for pennies on the dollar.
So you might not like this one, but I'd even look at a Ben Simmons on a veteran middle.
Oh.
And the reason why is I think they can fix him.
So if Ben Simmons wasn't afraid to shoot the basketball, I'd be like, yeah, let's take a shot on that because he can defend. He's got good length.
And he can fish.
All of it, right?
Great fisher right now.
But I didn't like Ben Simmons. I had strong debates with basketball people about Ben Simmons, and I was like, you can't take this guy number 1 in the draft because he can't shoot. He doesn't want to shoot. And I was proven right, even though he won Rookie of the Year or whatever. But he's you can't have him on the floor at the end of a game unless he's a rim running big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just think he's just somebody that you need to save some money because you're around the tax. Maybe he's a guy they can fix. Yeah, I heard your vomit though. You moved.
Ugh. Ben Simmons.
Meet Justin and Lynn, Jimmy.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
It's Justin. I
Hey, Justin.
have to call in and apologize because I said the Knicks would will lose this series, and I'm going to take the L. I'm going to take the L and say the Knicks are going to win this series now because I called in and said I disagree with you, and I apologize for that, Joe.
Oh, don't be sorry, bro. It's not over yet, man.
No, I did. I just was wrong. And
No, it's not. Justin, it ain't over yet, bro.
Yeah.
Don't give up yet.
Yeah.
That's a sports debate.
I was giving you a take.
No, dude. You can't let that take go, baby. It's okay. It's still alive.
Yeah, it is. I was very surprised how that game ended last night.
Very.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. Appreciate you, buddy. He's trying to tell me, sorry, it's not even over yet.
I don't know what it would.
He said the Knicks were going to lose and the Spurs were going to win.
I could see that happening.
It still can't. Even Jalen Brunson was saying that all after the game last night. That's just one win.
Yeah, like the Knicks have finished at the end of these games. If the Spurs start finishing, then it's 7 games and they win the title. I wouldn't count out the Spurs at all. They've just been dumb at the end of these games. If they clean that up, they could easily be. You know what, Joe? I bet the Spurs are expected to have swept the series because it's about expectations, as we learned from Kenny Atkinson in the basketball world. It's the expected outcome that matters, not the actual outcome that matters.
I got some Red Sox stuff if you want to talk about that.
Oh, I'm here for it.
All right, and I got a wrestling question
I'm
for you.
here. I'm hopefully here. A few more segments.
Hopefully. You're our guest tonight, though.
Well, I hope that your guests get a little bit more extreme than me, but we'll see.
We got to get you a better chair.
Oh yeah, I saw the.
Did you already see this?
I saw somebody took a photo of me like.
People are sending.
I'm
me.
like Wilson.
It looks. Yeah, it's just your head.
Yeah, I'm like Wilson.
We got to
from,
raise. We got to raise.
Time.
We got to raise that chair.
That makes sense, though. I'm Wilson from Tool Time because I'm a tool bag.
Or Wilson from Castaway. Where's Street Team Joe?
He's here. Don't worry.
He loves Castaway.
Yeah.
Oh, he talks about it all the time. Yes, Jay Stu is here. His phone is not active.
No.
It's always here, though, and it's on. And this hour of the Sports Hub is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change.
Joe, is this a better chair? Just lean back.
Well, you know what? You can do it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's just everyone's laughing. I think it is kind of funny. It's like your head is the only thing talking and not your butt.
I'm like one of those skeletons from like the old Zelda game at Super Nintendo where it just floats through the room.
Every once in a while when I yell, it goes to an empty chair. Now you're sitting in that empty chair.
I'm sitting in an empty no, it's an angry chair. Is it angry chair or empty chair?
On an angry chair. Angry walls that spill the air.
I might be angry around 8:30 if something doesn't happen.
Okay. Well, more with Jay Stu.
Sorry, Boston.
Stewart is in studio here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports.
Eric has already turned over a video that says Celtics advice from James Stewart,
Oh,
the talking head.
brilliant. So now I've fixed the chair. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, which I hope you are, I've now fixed the chair. Is my headspace good? There's a lot of head there.
I think the talking head worked out perfect.
Excellent. I can't wait to see it on socials.
And now I am going that. So that's, well, you guys do it too. You guys do a take, and then somebody from the team.
Yeah,
posts.
Jake Seymour, great producer. Ryan Garvin, great producer. Colin, great producer. We are really blessed, Joe, with great producers right now. They can do everything.
Well, I do agree that our producers are fantastic, and we have interns that are also fantastic.
Oh yeah,
like that. One day they're going to take our jobs.
Oh yes, I already have contracts with them where if they make it big, they have to take me with them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a rule.
It's the Vern Gagne wanted 15% of Hulk Hogan's merchandise back in the AWA days.
Yeah, or that Ric Flair would have to pay for his belt, right? Was that true?
You put a $25,000 deposit on the belt, and to get the belt back, you have to pay back the $25,000 with interest.
That which is a great story. I do,
Joe. I got to tell you, the pacing of this show, I just want to kick my feet up and just relax. And
this is the kind of, just so you know, this is the type of.
It's just a different pace.
Nights is different.
I did the baseball hour on Friday, and I'm like, go, 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 go.
I heard that.
Right, and now I'm here, and I'm like, I kind of want a cocktail. Kind of want to kick my feet up. Kind of want to have something to eat.
It's not a country.
Kind of want to talk food.
It's not a country club. It's not, but I would say it's more like cabana, like a cabana.
Okay.
But yes,
get a tea time over at Belmont, hang out at the pool or whatever.
Hey, there's food out in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Yeah.
You want to come in for a drink? Come on in. Have a drink.
Give me one of those umbrellas and a drink.
You want to sound off about something? Here you go. Yesterday, my take on the Red Sox was it's bad, Jimmy. Even Sam Kennedy said it today. There's no way to hide it. They all know what they are. But I think their biggest problem is if you can't have players that can't trust the medical staff. I mean, I'll just give you, how can Trevor Story get 3 hernia opinions? Like it's a sports hernia. It's in your, it's right down there. Just put it right up there, will ya? Just get to it. You need 3 people to look at that thing? It's because they don't trust them.
So that's the big overlying issue with the Red Sox organization is trust. Trust and alignment, Joe. If you can't trust the leadership and you can't trust the medical team and you're not in alignment with the leadership, the medical team, the manager, any of it, you can't be successful because they're not talented enough to overcome the dysfunction. At least with the Larry Lucchino, Theo Epstein, Terry Francona, they were all in basic alignment and they had so much talent that they could win. Even with that 2013 team, they were in alignment and they had players who were just they had players who were invested in saying, F you, 2012 was a mistake. 2011 was a mistake. We're going to go out there and win a World Series. We're going to win a championship because we're going to grind out at bats and we probably shouldn't win, but we will. And now you have a team of Tristan Campbell got paid. Roman Anthony got paid. Mayer don't care. Mayer's too busy playing video games or, having a nightlife. He's too cool for school. And I like Mayer. I think he should project to be a good player, but needs a little push every once in a while, which, Joe, every once in a while, we need a little push in a while, but these injuries are just piling up and there doesn't seem to me, there's either no urgency to get back from the injuries or the injuries are worse than what we're being told. Either way, there's something wrong with that. And high salary, losing culture, it's a recipe for disaster.
It's a wicked recipe.
I thought this team was going to win 100 games, Joe.
I thought they'd make the playoffs. I also thought that yesterday, guys striking out the way that they did at the top of the lineup was a message. I go back to the Manny. Remember when Manny took 3 right down the middle? Bat on the shoulder?
I do.
That was a message. It was a message.
Well, he was also pissed at Francona for something.
Still a message.
Right? And Francona was pissed at him for something, and he went up there and it was like, okay, fine, take the at-bat. And There's so many Manny stories.
Oh, yeah.
So many
and
Manny
the fact
stories.
that they were good, though. Everybody was good. And
I hope that they come out from actual journalists as opposed to producers who just happen to be around the ballpark for 10 years.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. We had Manny Del Carmen in studio, and he's got a few, too.
So former players work. You do.
Yeah.
You're Ness and Joe. You just had Keith Falk in recently. Manny Del Carmen. They've got tons of stories.
Yeah.
I always liked Keith Falk. I know a lot of people around here didn't. I always got along with him.
He's
He
gonna
was
be
a
around
weekly
more.
guest on the Dale and Holly show in 2005. I always liked him. I always got along with him.
You guys always had pretty good guests on that show.
Oh, we had
Do you know-
great guests.
Do you know what I remember from that? Maybe you were there. You're probably there. Remember when you guys had Ted Williams, Bobby Knight?
So that was before my time. That was the old 590. I remember the hour. It was Dale brought in Ted Williams, Bobby Knight, and Larry Bird, and they did a fishing hour. I remember it.
Why did I think that's when you were there though?
Because I remember 590 from day one. And then it went to 850, and then I started working there as an intern, and away I went. Because Glenn Ordway is the reason why I got into this. But I remember Dick Lutz doing Red Sox postgame, Jimmy Myers doing Celtics postgame, Eddie Andelman doing 3 to 7 with Ted Sarandis as his update guy. I remember all that stuff. I grew up with that. I listened to 850 and 590 on my Walkman and headphone during study hall.
Told you my two biggest influences are Mikey Adams, who was honestly a pro, but when he had Planet Mikey at night and all. That's when he got kooky and everything, but he was a pro, and I liked
Mikey a lot.
I liked the guy that did the sports world. You know what I mean? And then Ordway. The thought of being a host and just bringing in the guys that are in the trenches every day, I don't know if it should be able to be duplicated.
Yeah,
it just hasn't been. Now, also, you know what else is the big problem in the world? In the world, forget it. In this business.
Oh, now we're going to world issues.
Because,
all right.
No, because I
do I have to walk down the hall and call Howie?
Well, I did it, and you're doing it now, but people don't work for free anymore. Not for nothing, but if I had any opportunity, I just said yes.
Yeah.
Because it got you on there. We have guys on this show that I see on different markets because they want to be out there, right? It's just nowadays,
Well,
I try to ask somebody to come on Ness, and it's like, how much? And it's like, bro, I don't have a budget,
The economy is also different.
But
now that it was
economy
when I started out.
Economy schmonomy. You want to talk to somebody? Let's talk to
I'm talking to you, Joe.
Let's talk to Craig. He's in Townsend. Hey, Craig.
Is this Craig Mustard?
I am not Craig Mustard, but I'm very happy to be talking to you guys.
Hi, Craig. How you doing?
Love you, Joe. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. So last night, I'm going to try to be brief. I can tend to be long-winded sometimes. Last night, I was driving home, and it was about halftime of the game, and it was I was listening to the broadcast on Peacock, in my Bluetooth in my car, and I wasn't even hadn't watched the game, and they were talking the Knicks were going down, and it was going to be, going back to San Antonio 2-2, and I was like, why have they not? They're not thinking of this entire series or this entire playoffs. I was like, I'm putting $100 on the Nets.
Boom.
And I put $100 at plus 800.
Wow.
And then it went to plus 1350. And I put my last $45 that I had in my thing on that. So it was incredible. I mean, I watched that second half, but and then I just want to follow up real quick. I got an email from the, I don't know if I should say who the provider was that I used, but that my limits were being watched because it seemed that I might be a professional gambler. It's random.
It's a new thing.
Did I see Lift Shots just got flagged for this?
Yeah, and just so you know, people went at me when I said I hated it. And now dudes are getting flagged for it. And it's like, I don't think we should be flagged or limited at all.
I agree.
You're a book. You're putting your own money into it.
Yeah.
This isn't like a credit where you're going through a bookie. This is your own money.
The only limits that should be set are for those who you should limit yourself if you can't,
Yeah, but I'm not.
I was amazed. I was like, because occasionally I'll just hit random tennis matches and I don't even know. I just choose. It's all a guess, and sometimes I win. I'll bet $10 and win 85 or something until some random match in Japan.
The plus 19, and Craig, appreciate you, buddy. The plus 19 and a half, I was really looking at half. That was my, so they were 20, basically they were 20-point favorites at half, San Antonio. And they lost.
Of course they did.
Like think of this, and by the way, the display of Jimmy, you worked on with the Red Sox when the Yankees lost and blew the series.
Yeah.
But in a way, it was upsetting for the New York fans, but it had to be a way where maybe they almost were good for you. Remember Mariano Rivera tipped his cap?
I do.
The next year,
yeah. When the banner went up, there was a little wink and a nod. Also, the Yankees had won a lot, so it's okay, the Red Sox have their moment. Yes, they're doing the banner in front of us, the mock cheer. We got it. We're in on the joke.
But my take is, if the Knicks win this year, that's it. It's over. They can have that one for another 30, 40 years, whatever it is. But I do think they're the best team in the league.
Yeah, because they have a star in Brunson, and they have a bunch of role players who can step up and be stars. Right? Karl Anthony Towns, coming out of college, was supposed to be a 1. He was supposed to be the guy, and he didn't turn out that way. Mikal Bridges, he was in Brooklyn, and they kind of signed him to a big contract to be the guy.
You know who killed him on that deal? I'm not trying to do a Felger thing, but at the time, I remember Felger being critical about giving up all those picks for Bridges when
I felt the same way.
No, he was right.
I felt the same way. It's an overpay.
But it worked.
It did.
So it's almost is it a bad take? Because we all agreed that it was too much at the time.
Desmond Bain. I just mentioned Desmond Bain.
Probably
5
too much
picks,
for them.
too much. Right now,
Jaylen Brown's probably too much for anyone they trade him for, too, if they do trade him.
They better not. I like Jaylen Brown. I feel like I'm the only person in Boston who actually likes Jaylen Brown.
Just so you know, on this show, we want Tatum and Brown together. We think that's what's best for business.
I just want Jaylen here.
You're not a Tatum guy?
No.
Do you hear? Oh, by the way, we have sound. Well, you'll play it tomorrow on your show.
Oh, okay.
Tatum was asked about if he's watching the finals.
Let me guess, he's not.
He doesn't have a dog in the fight.
But is he watching? Is he watching the finals? Because I do know that there are players and coaches who do not watch the championship.
I watched last night. It's a pretty special game.
I'm asking this as a Celtics fan, but does it hurt to see the Knicks in the finals, or have you made peace with how the Celtics season ended?
I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm also not rooting against anybody. I think it does help that I've won a championship already, so it helps me sleep a little bit at night. But, I just enjoy watching good basketball games.
So you can give that to Felger tomorrow. If you want to give Felger another sound too, is that we had Tim Thomas on last week.
So he's supposed to root against the Knicks, is what we're saying here? Well, but that would mean he's rooting for San Antonio?
Actually, Skaz, the part that gets me is I already won a championship.
Oh!
See, I think,
you're right.
I think that's
the one that goes right up. I already won a championship.
The only reason that doesn't bother me is because the teams that are in the finals don't have that. So I'm taking it in the context of it's not someone taking one necessarily from him or that context, even though that's how he should look at it.
Yeah.
But the 2 teams in the finals do not currently have titles.
See, guys, you're making sense of it. That probably is what he's saying, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that the narrative, right? Or just.
Oh, we love narratives, Joe.
The narrative
we love them.
I've already won a championship, so.
I'm good.
And listen, I'm not going to tell Jason. I watched Jason Tatum work hard. I know.
I mean, he's a hard. Yeah,
I have less of a problem with that than I do with saying losing a 3-1 series lead in the first round is my favorite season. I do have more of a problem with that if we're gonna nitpick comments.
But you know what, Joe? For a show on a Friday in June, that's the lead cut right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I actually said I threw the cut in Slack, and I was gonna wherever Street Team Joe is back there. I wanted to get his
back here.
I wanted to get his thoughts on. So Joe's a big green teamer.
The biggest.
No, he. People call me the Jolly Green. No, Street Team Joe.
Oh, I know. He'll walk into the control room first. What's your phone saying about the Celtics, Chase, dude? I go, can I get a little warm up? Can you say, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Can I get a little bit of I don't know. I want to be warmed up a little bit. I want the oven preheated.
Yeah. You talk to me, you say, hey Joe, how you doing? Hi. Yeah. Oh, Joe. By the way.
Yeah. because you might not be in the mood to chit chat.
You might be
right.
It might not be.
So maybe I'm not. I've been moody for a few weeks now. So, you might catch me in a bad mood where I just want to tell you to go bleep yourself.
Well, give that one a Felger tomorrow. And then last week we had Tim Thomas on, and I asked Tim Thomas specifically, do you need a high-priced top goalie to win in the NHL?
All right, see you at Kowloon.
He did say that.
All right, so I love Tim
those
Thomas.
2 cuts are in there, and he agreed with Felger.
I love Tim Thomas because back in my Dale and Holly era, we had him on day of game for an interview, and Mike Hawley asked him a question, and there was a pause, and Dale goes, "Did we lose Tim Thomas?" He goes, "No, I'm here. I want to give you a good answer."
He thinks all right. So
he's very thoughtful.
So we did a signing. It was at Kellen, and Phil from Sports World just goes, "Hey Joe, will you sit with Tim?" So Tim wanted me to be his mouthpiece while he's signing the stuff, and everyone's looking for photos. And now all of a sudden I'm in the mix now, and I'm like, "Where's my $5? Where's my photo?" But I did say, I hope you don't have to pump my tires as well. The one thing I will say about that, Jay Stu, long story short about Tim Thomas, he wanted to do that event. He reached out to them. He wants to do more, and on the show he talked about some of the concussion history that he had, opened up about it, and said it took him a long time. And now he says he sees people on the street who are like, "Hey man, I play hockey because of you," or "Hey," and now he embraces it now. But I still think he looks at hockey as, he doesn't want it to be what defines him.
So I also think that at the time he made some political comments that didn't sit well with Boston, and he got a lot of pushback about it. And he went through his trouble with that, and now he's in a better place. And I don't know what his personal views are, but I think he's in a better place and a more accepting place. And people have looked beyond those views at the time. So I think it's all in a better place.
It just all, goes under the rug sometimes.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right,
I think people want to forgive people for mistakes.
Yes, especially when they show humility.
Yeah, exactly. Just, hey, raise your hand. I was wrong.
Yeah, like if you sucked at a radio station, just own it.
Yep.
Right? And then if you hire you somewhere else, just admit that you sucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Rob is in Scituate. Hey, Rob.
Joe, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
How you doing?
Doing good. Hey, I wanted to get your take on Kalshi and Paulie Market. The guy earlier was saying he was, limited on whatever site he used. I'm not real well versed in it yet. I don't know enough about it, but I think one of the reasons people are going over there is because there are no limits. They're not limiting people
yet.
Just kind of wanted to get your take on it.
It is a good one. I would say one thing that I would probably throw into it is there's a lot of gray area betting on there. Meaning, hey, is Jay Stu going to be in a chair that's 4 inches or 5 inches, and it's 4.5, and you don't really have you know what I'm saying? It's like you could make up bets where there's gray area,
Yeah, I saw some guy in France was betting on over under weather, and he found the thermometer that was used to measure it at the airport, and he was putting a hairdryer on it. He won 5 or 6 days in a row, and they finally caught him. Just thought that was kind of interesting.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, I'll talk to you, Joe.
All right, buddy.
Oh, that was a great thing I just heard you say in Talkback.
Yes. We've been it's funny because the way they texted me looks like it would come from the compound. Does it look like that?
Joe, point us in the right direction.
Oh, I don't know. Great. Front door? I don't know, actually. Oh, I don't know. You're going to have to figure it out.
We're sending one to the front, one to P3.
All right, well, hey, we might have special...
That's awesome.
We might have special guests with us.
Didn't I call what time they were going to come? I said I'm going to hang here until 8:40.
Day 28. I didn't want to announce who would be here.
I know.
So I
I know.
Sometimes you don't want to do it.
very
Derek's party.
excited.
You don't want to announce if you have guests. But we should go to break, huh?
We'll do a double break here so we can stretch our legs.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. Joe Murray. You're listening.
before, and we're doing it again right now. Scaz, if you can pot them up for us. Jay Stu is alongside James Stewart here. I'm Joe Murray. And in studio right now, we have a Hardy party. The Hardy boys are here. Matt and Jeff Hardy in studio in Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hello. Go Hurricanes.
Very good to be back with you guys. No doubt about it. We were here last year before Bound for Glory, which felt like a very epic event, the build-up, and especially the actual event where the Dudleys wrestled their final match. And on top of that, we're here in our hometown favorites. The Carolina Hurricanes are rocking and rolling, man. We want to see them win that Stanley Cup.
We got it right on in studio for you guys, so feel free to pop off if anything happens. It's been an interesting series, so sometimes teams score in bunches, maybe 3 or 4 goals, and then the other team scores the 4 goals. It's been one of those.
And by
all
means, let out whatever reactions you have to the good goals and the bad goals, depending on your rooting.
We certainly will. Did you guys watch the Knicks game last night?
Oh yeah.
That was a crazy game, right? So that was something I did not see because I've had a crazy week the whole week. You know, we had these tape. We were actually in Rahway, New Jersey we did a Battle for the Brave, which was a fundraiser for Tunnel to Tower. Steve Mackman kind of coordinated that show, and the show was built around us. So they allowed us to miss our TNA TV night one, and then we were up at 3 a.m. and we went to Denver, Colorado. We worked all day, caught up on everything, did that. I went Monday to Great Wolf Lodge in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was my kid's 9th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Wolfie Hardy. And they went crazy for 2 days. I did that. Then Wednesday I was running. We were catching up on live. And then voila, Thursday it's here. I was out of bed this morning at 4 a.m. and we've been doing media all day here. And you guys are our last stop tonight.
Good. Well, we'll keep it easy.
Save the best for last.
We always save the best for last.
Well, I'll give a shout out. You were with our guys over at Card Vault in Boston. I'm glad to hear that you guys were in there. And I know that you guys are doing signings, and they are coming back to Boston. Slammiversary. It's on June 28th. It'll be at 6 o'clock at Giannis Arena. I know people who purchased tickets could get a signing with you guys earlier today, so that's great to hear. And you guys are here, so we're glad to have you in studio. It's funny, some of the guys in the back are like, where's the belts? Where's the championships? Because last year you guys brought the heat.
Yeah.
You brought what's going on? They're wondering what happened there, guys.
Yeah, we'll be winning them back on June the 28th at Slammiversary.
At Slammiversary this time in Boston around. It's not our final match against lifelong rivals, career rivals in the Dudleys. We are going to be wrestling in a tag team ladder match and finally getting our rematch for the TNA World Tag Team titles. We haven't got one yet. We've had our hands full with the Righteous. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with everything.
I love Vinny.
This
Vinny's
insane rivalry going on, no doubt about it. And the Righteous, they betrayed us, and we ended up losing the titles because of those guys. And we've been having this insane, legendary rivalry with them. We just had the first ever Wicked Garden last Thursday. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it is probably the most bloody match the Hardys have ever been in. You know, we've never been big barbed wire match guys, but we actually said, whatever match you want to face us in, we will face you in your match. And their match was the Wicked Garden, which ended up having all kinds of flowers, which is, like their theme to a degree, but they also had thorns, which ended up being barbed wire, and gardening tools, and also poisonous flowers, which they poisoned my brother with.
I can't believe that.
Talk about a first time ever. Oh my God! I've never.
And Jeff, you're okay? You're depoisoned?
I am now. I was not then. And even watching it back was kind of disturbing, man, because I didn't really remember running back to the ring and that last spree of hope within me. But man, the Wicked Garden match was. All I needed to hear was flowers and barbed wire. Sign me up.
Has it been 30 years between poisonings? Was the last poisoning Jake Roberts and Randy Savage in 91?
Good.
Yeah. I mean, it's even more than 30 years.
Wow.
When I hear Wicked Garden, I think of Stone Temple Pilots.
Me too. That's my ringtone.
I want to run through your wicked garden.
And that's a place to find
actually,
you.
once this match came to be, I downloaded that song because we always listened to it back in the day, but then it was up in my new rotation, which is so fun.
I was thinking about how cool would that be to get the rights to play that song. Every time they have a Wicked Garden match, would be killer.
That'd be awesome. So I know you do a ton of music, man. I'm an Alice in Chains guy. I've seen you play. You do a lot of your own stuff, which I like. But I don't know. Do you ever look back at them? I think they're the most. I know, Jimmy. We'll do wrestling stuff in a second.
Oh no, I'll talk Pearl Jam with Matt as long as you want.
No doubt.
But I love the grunge scene.
Yeah, we're talking too. I do too.
Do you think that genre resonates more than I loved hip hop? Everyone loves hip hop. Come on, it will last forever. But there's something about that era that resonates. I don't know if it's because of the pain and what was just going on in that era, but here we are, 40 years later, 30 years later, we're still talking these songs, still playing these songs, and we're hearing them on the radio all the time.
Yeah, and I think about it all the time, man. If Kurt Cobain was still alive, the music they would be making today, like what that would sound like, I think about that a lot. And even Lane oh my God.
Lane was my guy. I'm a Jerry Cantrell guy, but the way Lane sang, no one sang. Even Chris Cornell was still bringing it.
Yeah, such a superpower. And Chris Cornell, just a freak of nature, man. Just incredible stuff. Yeah, that grunge movement, man, that changed me as a human being, for sure.
And that's one of many musical influences you've had?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I was all about hip-hop, man, before Pearl Jam. When Pearl Jam 10 came out, Matt bought it, and he showed it to me, and I was like, what is this? And I listened to it, and I was like, this is so weird, man. Why are you listening to this? But it grew on me so fast. And then behind that was Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. I was like, I fell in love with all of it, man.
Yeah, we were both like, I was first introduced in music, so we didn't really get the radio played when we were growing up as kids. And, our mom had cancer. She died when we were younger, and our dad was there. He was working. We listened to a lot of AM radio back in the day. And I remember we heard some of the poppy music in the 80s, like, It Was Only in My Dreams, Debbie Gibson, Ooh, Heaven, Do You Know It Is What... That's the stuff we heard. And then all of a sudden we discovered a guy started driving me to school one time who was a little older than me, a neighbor who was 3 years ahead of me, and he played rap for me. And it was my first time I heard rap, and Public Enemy, and then Ghetto Boys, and I moved on to NWA, and I was like, oh my God, how can they say this stuff? It's amazing. But we were all into hip hop and rap and R&B and whatnot. And then, like Jeff said, that Pearl Jam album came out. I remember there was a time where our dad was in the hospital, and it was the first time we were alone. We were teenagers at home for a couple of days, and I remember we would stay listening to the radio until we were here black at night. We wouldn't go to bed, and usually it would play, it was like playing, it was heavy in rotation then, but it would play like 3:30 in the morning, whatever, and then we'd go to bed after that. And I got that album, and we actually fell in love with grunge from that point forward.
I think at the time radio was doing like 3-hour song rotations, 3-4 hour song rotations. Now it's a lot different in music radio, but
yeah.
So what's going on, guys? I'm watching all these matches. I see Mike Santana is rocking and rolling. Nick Nemeth is still going strong right now. Give us an update on what's happening in TNA to some of our listeners. I check in all the time. I like to watch them on Thursday night. I'm in on all the wrestling. So I just like you guys. I love everything. I'll watch them all, AEW, WWE. But kind of give us what's an update. Who's the champions right now at TNA? I know you guys just mentioned your big rivalry, and who are some of the other people they can see in Boston at Slammiversary?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, first and foremost, we're going to be in that 4-way tag team ladder match. It's going to be the champions, which is currently the System, which is Brian Myers and Bear Bronson. They're going to be defending the titles against myself and Jeff, against the Righteous, and also the Great Hands are also going to be in that match. It's going to be a 4-way ladder match. On top for the TNA World Heavyweight title is going to be Mike Santana defending against Nick Nemeth. And I don't know, man, Nick was a hell of a champion his first time around, and this is going to be a really interesting match, and I'm very curious who the winner's going to be. You're going to have Eddie Edwards taking on Moose in a huge match. There's going to be this massive X Division match, which so many people are excited for. And Carlos Silva just tweeted about 15 or 20 minutes before I walked in here. He put, the X Division match is going to be amazing. And then it was followed by like a shocked face and then a red square and then an X. And I'm not sure what that means, but I think that means something pretty cool if you're a TNA historian.
Longtime TNA fan. That feels like an ultimate match right there.
Yeah. Nice. It's going to be an ultimate X, man, and it's going to be utterly amazing.
I think. Do you mind if I do a little wrestling gossip journalism? I think there might be a stipulation added to that Eddie Edwards Moose match that might be coming in the TVs to come.
Go ahead, please.
So that might be. I don't know if it's for me to spoil, but there's a long time stipulation where it might involve some corner people and some other details to that Eddie Edwards Moose match.
Yeah, I think it's.
I want to be careful. I want to be. I know John Alba's a big J journalism Big J journalist, so I don't want to go too far with it and potentially steal a scoop of his. John Alba, of course, does the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast.
The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, which drops every single Friday. There'll be a new episode dropping tomorrow. But that's been a very fun project of passion for me, passion and pride, no doubt. Much like Jeff doing his music, he's really excelling in everything he's doing. Jeff has a big rock show coming up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing a lot of big things, man, coming up. The Jericho Cruise is going to be in November. I'm on that. Actually, Matt's on board, too.
Yes.
So the Hardys are going to be on the Jericho Cruise for the first time ever.
Jericho Cruise.
I'm doing this thing in September, this festival called Louder Than Life. I'm doing a 30-minute set with my full band, and it's terrifying. But I'm just going to go out there and sing like a lunatic and hope for the best. But even towards the end of this year, I got so many musical opportunities, some big things coming up, man. So I think with me, like towards the end of this year, you'll see less wrestling and more singing.
Well, you can do both.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Like, listen, Jericho's doing it all right. So
yeah, man.
No, that's good for you. I'm glad. I just wanted to bring up Mike Santana again. I was familiar with him and Santana and Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys look at a guy like him who's in that tag team and now a champion? Like, you guys are very familiar with that as well, but when you look at his journey, do you guys see any similarities?
Oh, his recovery journey inspires me every day because we're so sad, because I share the same kind of story, as far as getting sober and how tough that was. But yeah, seeing him, oh my God, he's so incredible, man. And I look forward to actually maybe having some singles matches with him moving forward sometime, because he's such an amazing talent for TNA, and he's kind of leading the way.
I'm a big Santana. I'm where he's come. I'm very.
The Hardys are both former world champions on the singles circuit.
There you go. It's just. You know what? It's probably there are some wrestlers where you might not see it, and maybe he was one of those guys for me. I like wrestling. I criticize wrestling. I love it all. Like, love it or hate it. It's there for me. But they're all, even when Daniel Bryan, remember I was with you. Yeah. I didn't think Kofi Kingston could win a championship at one point. But just some guys, when I see them rise, he's one of them. And Nick Nemeth, his whole career has been outstanding. I assume he probably has a Hall of Fame career somewhere.
No doubt.
Maybe someday,
Without a doubt.
The biggest thing I really respect about Mike Santana is that he was, in a tag team with Ortiz, and they were proud and powerful. And in AEW, he was offered a good amount of money to stay there, but he ended up letting his contract go out, and he bet on himself. And then he went back to TNA, where he wouldn't be making quite as much money, but he had the chance to elevate himself and his career. And he truly did bet on himself. And that's something I respect highly about him, and it's obviously paid off.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to, you guys wrestled the Dudley's final match here in Boston, in Lowell. I was in attendance. It was like I'm 45, longtime wrestling fan. It was perfect theater, art, all of it. How much planning went into getting that match together, putting the match together, like all the background that goes into the last match between you and the Dudleys?
Probably not as much as you would think. We kind of did it old school. We actually got to the arena that day, and then we kind of sat down and we kind of hashed things out. And our biggest, I felt like our biggest mission, most important mission, was to get Devon through this healthy in one state, because Devon had some health issues and he hadn't wrestled for a few years. In 2022 he had a stroke, and he was able to recover enough, and he got clearance to come do this match and whatnot. So it was very important that we took care of him, and we just wanted to get them through one last great final match so Devon could go out on his own terms, right? Having this great epic match against career rivals, people that kind of help make one another. So when we talked about the match, at the end of the day, Bubba was the one that made the decision. I wasn't sure if maybe it should have been something bigger, something more impactful than grabbing him and going through the table, but he really wanted to portray the message of that, hey, Devon's gone, my partner's not here, and we don't really have it left in us. I'm here, and I accept my fate, and I'm ready to fall on the sword and die for it. And, we just dropped the chairs, we went, and we shoved him through, and there was some beautiful poetry in that as well, I think. And the most interesting thing, which I don't know if you guys know, but we've talked about this several times. We knew that was going to be Devon's final match, but we had no idea that Devon and Bubba were both going to take their boots off in the ring, much less give them to us as trophies. So all that, the reactions you saw from myself and my brother, they were all authentic. They were all genuine, because we had no idea they were going to do that. That was done spur of the moment.
So for me, I like the idea that you guys went in there and you played the hits. You played the hits and you told the story, and you didn't it didn't feel like you guys overthought anything from just watching it from a fan and emotional. Because for me, there's you guys doing the tables match with the Dudleys in Madison Square Garden at the Rumble in 2000. And through that whole career journey, that whole story arc, I just thought it was a beautiful career moment for both of you guys, and what a great send-off, and how emotional you guys were. I felt that in the building, being emotional, because these are two tag teams that I grew up with, and you guys are one of my favorite tag teams. And the Dudleys, those evil Dudley boys, they got it in the end, right? But it was such a great moment. And as a fan watching that, I'm just so proud of that. So I'm happy that you guys were as happy with it as you were. And
Thank
the
you.
boots thing, like I was emotional with that. Jeff, you were emotional with that too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there was tears, and I think I was not only just thinking about, oh my God, is this the end of the Dudleys, Team 3D, and then I thought we're kind of near the end of our careers too. So that it all kind of like warped up, and like it all kind of came out like in that ring that night, and so, but yeah, watching it back, I mean, overall, I'm super proud of the way it turned out. And one of the things that's an interesting fact is there was almost going to be probably the most sketchiest swanton ever done. It was going to be over the entrance from on the bleachers, and I'd said, like I always do, I went up there and I looked down. I was like, yeah, I think I'll be fine. I think I can do it. But I had that weird nervous feeling, like I don't know if I'm going to be fine. But I said I can do it. But luckily, it got scratched. So that's probably a great thing, because I probably wouldn't even be wrestling now if I'd have tried that swanton. I think it might have went bad.
And it leads to me, like, is there a chance that there's a final match eventually with Edge and Christian?
Maybe. We would like to have a final match with Edge and Christian, no doubt about it. I actually had let both of them know after I saw that they won the AEW World Tag Team titles. Very happy for them, very proud of them. Once again, they're two guys who thought their careers were over. They had career-ending injuries, and they were given a second chance, which I'm so happy they were given. So yeah, I would like to make magic with those guys one more time at least. And who knows, man? It's pro wrestling, so never say never.
Yep.
And one of the things that I loved what you said about not overthinking the Dudley match too. I remember right off the jump, one of my initial ideas was like, hey, the Dudleys, they haven't been wrestling regularly. Devon has had so few matches. He hasn't been wrestling. Like, if the Dudleys are going to try and win this match, they know the Hardys, we have juice, and we're going to be going on for a while. Like, right off the jump, these guys need to try and hit bombs. They need to hit 3Ds right from the jump. And there was a 3D to me, then a 3D through the table with Jeff, and I thought that was the perfect way to really set the pace for the match.
I went to the, you guys had a pre-show at Kowloon, and it was the four of you guys sitting up there taking questions from the crowd, and you were kind of open. I think somebody asked you, like, hey, have you guys talked about how this is going to go? And I think you all just looked at each other as like, we're going to let magic happen. We're just going to go out there and let it happen. And yeah, they came out firing, right? It was, they kind of caught you off guard a little bit. And oh, well, look at this. And Devon was going. And it was a great moment here in Boston. And you guys have now been here a couple of times. And I know you've been to Boston over the years, but have you thought about like the great matches you've had? That one goes down as one. Like
no doubt.
But like, you've had huge matches wherever you go, but Boston's a wrestling city. Do you guys get pumped up when you see that? Oh, wow, we're going to Boston this week.
We had a very memorable match in Boston where myself, Jeff, and Lita, Team Extreme, took on Triple H, Stone Cold, and Stephanie. We actually won that match. And at the very end of the match, the crowd started throwing all this garbage and trash into the ring, and it was great. It was like it was going to be a riot scene. It was crazy. And that was right after Stone Cold had turned heel, and WrestleMania had just happened, and they were trying to get people to dislike Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they said, oh, we'll put him with the Hardys and Team Extreme. They're universally beloved. So that was a great match we got to experience here in Boston, which was pretty epic.
And there was also like the chair incidents where Lita took a beating with a chair that night. And I think that was a real attempt at like, hey, we really have to have the audience hate Steve Austin and hate Triple H. And it just like that to me as a fan, like that was too far, but I understood what was going on, and I didn't have the perspective that I have now. But like WrestleMania 17, one of the great WrestleManias of all time, like that ending wasn't really what we were looking for. And Steve has talked publicly about like, I should have popped him with a stunner. Should have popped Vince McMahon with a stunner. It wasn't the right time. But he was trying to be creative and have those creative juices flowing. And I think that's why he did the turn at the time.
Yeah, I mean, and there's times in wrestling history, and I think Steve was the real first example of some guys are so beloved, you can't make people boo them.
Yeah.
No, regardless of how heinous their actions are. You know what I mean? And I think Stone Cold was the kind of the first barometer of that. I mean, you know, fast forward, you know, John Cena, they turned him heel. In the beginning, it was great. It was shocking. But after a couple weeks, and people were like, oh, we still kind of John. We like Johnny. He's kind of like our hero. We grew up with him, you know. And it was just hard to keep him as a heel. And that's I think that's one of the things you're going to see from us coming up going forward in this program with the Righteous that we have. Ultimately, I think everybody knows this. There's going to be a cinematic match, and we want to make it the most epic cinematic match of all time. It's going to
bring me more Hardy compound matches.
It's going to be on AMC, And I think there's a lot of mindset behind myself and Jeff that maybe these people have been calling us the greatest of all time, the GOATs. We've even had merch made like that. It's done really well. Like maybe we do kind of become the GOATs and we stand on all 10 toes that we are the greatest of all time. And there wouldn't be a ladder match if it wasn't for the Hardys. The TLC stuff wouldn't have ever happened if it wasn't for the Hardys having the ladder match with the others, having the tables match with the Dudleys. We have contributed so much to this business. There's never been another team like us, and there never will be a team. But we can be a little cocky in our attitude, but that doesn't mean we have to turn on the fans. We can still be loyal to our diehardies, and I think that can take us to a whole new level of babyfacedom.
You guys are always open. Like, you guys answer things pretty honestly. What are your thoughts on the business overall right now? Whether it's WWE, TNA, AAA, whatever it is. I'm watching all the time. So like I told you, wrestling's the only thing. Think about this, guys. Wrestling is the only thing in my life, and probably yours, where we can treat like crap, walk away from, but it's always there, right? Like, we can't treat people like that in life, but wrestling's always there. And so whatever it is I'm watching, sometimes I think there's overload. Sometimes I don't think we get enough. Sometimes I think some promotions don't get enough credit. But how do you feel about where wrestling is now with all the promotions?
Oh my God, there's so much on, especially with the AAA. Like, I marked out so much as a fan when WWE first took over, and I saw the red, white, and green ropes, and the WWE owns AAA now. I was like, this is so cool, man. And I'm such a fan of Lucha Libre over the years. It was a huge influence in my career. When Rey Mysterio and Psychosis first showed up in the original ECW, that was so cool for me as a wrestling fan, and we would stay up late to watch their feud, and it inspired me. I do this character called Willow, and that's my kind of alter ego that recently has made an appearance in TNA, and I think there will be more to come, especially if we do the cinematic match. I want a really good horror film type Willow spot to take place in it, but it's just exciting, man. There's watching AEW kind of makes me want to retire. Seeing the match, I'm like, wow, it's like, I call them video game matches. They do so many incredible things, but it also excites me to kind of modify my own style along with Matt and this new version of the Hardys in 2026 leading into 2027, and be a version of ourselves that has never been seen before, which is a very simple version, but like Matt was speaking about, an attitude change, a little shift in our direction as far as the way we are with our diehardy fans, and I'm excited about to see what this ends up being after this deal with the Righteous finally comes to an end.
And I guess one more, Matt, just to jump in there. Football, right? They have, how many days a week now is there football? Monday, there's going to be Wednesday.
Right.
Do you think there's an overload of wrestling?
There's a lot of wrestling out there. But it is still doing pretty well from when it's all said and done. One thing that I think is missing a little bit from modern wrestling, and something I have tried to get behind the helm and do in this in this rivalry, this program between myself and Jeff and the Righteous, is really map out a story. Like, if you're trying to extend for so long, if you want to go for 4 months or 5 months or 6 months or 7 months, 8 months, we're probably going to go about 8 months with the story until it comes to the blow-off match. I think you need to have a solid plan laid out, because wrestling is cool inside the ring, and people do love wrestling, especially they want to be entertained. But I think the moments are ultimately what make wrestling, that's what make people feel. That is the greatest characters that get over the most. They have been a great character that have been involved in stories that have made you care about those individuals. And I think we're not putting as much time and thought into storyline arcs as we probably should. And I think AEW, for what they do, Tony Khan loves pro wrestling. He has fostered a group of fans that love pro wrestling, and that is the main thing they're concerned about, and that is definitely much more of a priority than storytelling. But I think for acts to get over and be established and become big, big stars, they have to be emotionally connected, and the fans have to be emotionally involved in each and every one of them, and cheer for them, get behind them to win, or either root against them to lose because they're awful and evil and nefarious, whatever it may be. But I think we need to put more time and more thought into having very good, solid stories full of continuity.
Agree. Just to give you an example, Danhausen, he's over. Good dude. I've met him a couple of times. Good dude. But he's everywhere now. He's at the Knicks game last night. Yeah. But it's evil, right? He's interesting.
Very nice.
It's a very, very nice.
Yes.
But you're right. He is now a fan favorite, and I think I've seen him in the ring once. So I don't even know where the storyline is. Like, just everyone loves him.
He beat the Miz 8 times.
That's
He's an
true.
8-time Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
But to Matt, to your point, it's characters, right? Characters.
For
We
sure.
fell in love with Macho Man and Elizabeth and Hulk Hogan and John Cena and Steve Austin, the anti-authority, and we hate that Vince McMahon because he's the evil boss, and we all have that.
Yes.
It's relatable characters and relatable personalities, and that's what makes wrestling great. Is that we as fans watching on TV, we've had conversations about Jack Bauer in 24, Matt.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
like Nina Myers is one of the great villains of all time
No
because
doubt.
of her evilness, and that makes Jack Bauer the better hero in all of it.
Jack Bauer was such an incredible hero, just how he was, and he put his country first and before everything else, and he's willing to sacrifice himself. You can't help but pull for the guy. You want to see the guy succeed. He's amazing.
But it's the characters that we invest in and we understand, and they've done something that is connected with us.
Absolutely.
And that's when wrestling is great, is when we have those types of characters that we relate to in a positive way, and here's the anti-hero and it's evil, and we want to see them get beat up. So and this is all a way to see, I want to see an aggressive Hardy Boys.
Well,
I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, no, I do too, and I mean probably the character I take the most inspiration from, which is probably the character I care the most about in any series, which is Dexter. I think Michael C. Hall is so compelling in that he was put in this bad situation. His mother was killed in front of him, and it messed him up. And then he has a father who teaches him a code, like, no, you can still do good, but you can still take care of your addiction, whatever it may be. And I want to see the Hardys go in that direction too. And I think it's something that can be game changing, especially at TNA.
Got any more wrestling questions before I put some asses in seats?
I think you should.
What'd you guys think of WrestleMania? I was there night one. I thought it was a little light. Night two I thought the Roman match was great. And were you guys at tables, ladders, and chairs? Did I see you guys? I'm trying to remember. I know they brought you back.
We were at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. That's what it was.
Yeah. And to promote our match with the Dudleys, actually, and we were sitting front row and watched the TLC match. I didn't see WrestleMania 1 as it was going on. We had something we were doing then, or we were traveling.
You might have been doing a WrestleCon show or something like that.
Yeah, we were doing something because we were in Vegas. We were definitely busy that night.
Okay.
We were working that night, and I didn't see it, and I'd heard it didn't get great feedback, right? So I was like, oh man, is this the internet being the internet, or
right.
The sickos really saying like, oh, there's not enough wrestling at WWE, whatever. And I do get it. It was the weaker of the two shows, no doubt about it. I saw night 2 and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought night 2 was really good. Roman Punk, I did think was great. Yeah. I thought the ladder match was really good. I thought it was a pretty strong show from beginning to end. And I went back and watched night 1 after I was home, and it was definitely the weaker show of the two. But that's the interesting thing with WWE. Sometimes now it just makes you question, like, how far out are they planning their stories and these arcs? Like, where are they going? Do they really have a plan for everybody? And especially, I feel like they have to do that because TKO has upped ticket prices so much, and it's very expensive to go and see one of those shows, which that's one of the things I say whenever we're doing media. I mean, one of the great things about TNA is you can still come see a bunch of big stars, and you can see a bunch of great content and matches full of athleticism and stories, and it's a very affordable ticket price.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I do take a lot of pride in with TNA.
And that's one of the keys too. And this is kind of a bigger picture question. Like, there's influence from advertisers and sponsors about what goes into the wrestling show. Is there a lot of that? Do you feel a lot of that in TNA?
No, I mean we don't get any of that. I mean they literally say, like, just let us know what you want to say, or let us know what you want to do, and then we can do it. So it's pretty great to be in that position.
I think that's why WrestleMania might have seemed off night 1, because there was a lot of advertising.
Right.
But it's what's paying the bills.
Yeah.
Hey, with this radio station, we have to pay the bills with advertising too, and it was just different, right? It was just different. And I think that, I don't want to say it was a bad show. I just think we weren't ready to be hit with all that advertising in one night.
Well, it's just weird because it breaks. It's so far removed from what the original model is. A pay-per-view is like, you pay money to watch all these matches that are the blow-off matches, and that's all you're going to see is great matches. Yeah. There's no filler content in there. But now you're watching a premium live event, which is WrestleMania, which is the show. as Vince McMahon told me 3 times before we returned to WrestleMania 33, because he thought we were going to get hurt in the Young Bucks ladder match the night before. He said, damn it. He said, don't just grab a hold. He said, because tomorrow's the showcase of the Immortals. That's the ladder match that matters. And the fact that WrestleMania did have so many built-in ads during the whole show was very different, right?
Yeah. I love that you still have that.
Yeah.
You'll never lose that in your whole life. Slammiversary will be at Agganis Arena on June 28th. Guys, I wanted to just mention this quickly before we put asses in seats. Men's Journal came out with an article today on the best tag teams in WWE history, and they do that ranker.com. I'll give you from 5 to 1. Hard Foundation 5, Dudley Boys 4, Edge and Christian 3, Legion of Doom 2, Hardy Boys 1.
Whoa.
This is Men's Journal today.
Wow. Look at that.
What makes the Hardy Boys the best tag team of all time? The death-defying duo of Matt and Jeff Hardy, better known as the Hardy Boys, revolutionized tag team wrestling with their high-flying, risk-taking style, known for their iconic feuds with Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, and countless others. The brothers set the bar for extreme and innovative matches.
Wow,
very
that's
cool.
Amazing. That made my day.
Men's Journal right
Very
there.
cool, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, they've had such a lock on it for so long. But we told guys, like, whenever we do this transformation, become the actual goats. I think you're gonna hear stand on all 10 toes. Like, nobody's had the longevity. Nobody has worked at the high level like we have for 3 decades straight, and we're the only tag team in history to hold WWE World Tag Team titles over 4 consecutive decades, which is a hell of a feat, no doubt about it.
All right. Anything else, Jimmy?
I have so many more things.
I hit him with all the wrestling stuff. I know you guys gave us your time today. And again, it's Slammiversary. You guys got anything else before I let you go? Carolina.
I just want to go, woo! I saw the last score was 1-1. It might be different now, but
yeah. So Jeff, when they scored, you're supposed to let it out.
I know. I didn't see it. Yeah, I just saw 1-1 last time I looked.
Slammiversary comes back to Boston Sunday. It's a 3 p.m. show. You can get your tickets now. You can go to TNAWrestling.com. You can buy your tickets right there. It's going to be a great weekend. We love the Hardys back in Boston, joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Matt and Jeff, appreciate you guys for always coming in, man. And we always support you here, and you guys are legends, and I always love having you on, man.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
We love being in here with you. The time flies by. It's a great time having a conversation with you guys.
You got it's Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, Slammiversary, June 28th. Tickets on sale right now. Go get them. It's a 3 o'clock show, so you can go in early into Boston, and you can have a nice night over at Agganis. We'll take a quick break. For Jay Stu, I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Town Fair Tire Studio,
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Goes to the backhand.
but will still be there for me no matter what, J-Stu.
I know. I hear you on that.
No, for like I really feel this way. Like we can't. People don't want to be in our lives if we treated them like that.
Oh, I agree. And we keep coming back because we're hoping for that next moment. We're hoping for that. Matt Hardy was in here, and Jeff were talking about like moments. We live for the moment, right? And that's what wrestling. Like I was saying, and people have kind of figured out that like wrestling is not as high on the priority list for me anymore. It's not as important. I'm not like as emotionally invested, and I don't want to bad talk it because you can get that elsewhere. But like, I still want to see that great moment in wrestling because I want to come back in.
Oh, like sounded like Vince. He did the same thing.
You transform into. You've heard it so much. Like we were talking about the El Grande Americano matches and it's like, yeah, that's what I want to feel.
Ooh, that got me back.
I want to feel Chad. I want to, Chad Gable. Like, how do you put the world title on him within a year? Like, because he made that crowd feel. So if you can make them feel somewhere else, can you make them feel here in the States on the bigger audience?
Well, our YouTube loved that tonight.
As they should. Who doesn't love the Hardys?
Yeah. I don't want to ask guys hard-hitting questions, but that like the night they're doing Slammiversary, do you know how many things are going on that night?
Yes.
Or that weekend?
That weekend, you have WWE's got a show on Saturday. Then it's NXT, AEW, and TNA all competing against each other. 3 shows on one day.
It's a lot of wrestling.
It's too much.
But you guys did a thing today. I heard a little bit of the show was, you have to see this. You have to do it. The one thing I do love about wrestling is you can always go back.
Well, and so that's what I have found going on more and more in my life.
But that's why I would go to this show, by the way, too. Because if you go to the show, it's local, you're going to get a good one. You could watch the other stuff.
Well, the other thing that's going on is the Brook has Mick Foley.
That's true, yeah.
That night. Right? So
wow.
Yeah, and
AEW's own now.
I love the Brook. So
Nine Dragons.
You'll hear that ad voiced by me soon from Mick Foley on the Brook.
Love the Brook and the Nine Dragons up there.
But the idea is that you've got 4 shows in a span of 24 hours, and to me that's too much. But I'll watch it over the course of time. I think like I watched the El Grande Americano match the Monday after the Saturday that it happened, and I watched whatever pay-per-view it was. I don't think I watched it in real time. I think I watched it on like Tuesday.
Wow. All right, dude.
It's just a thing.
Well, we're going to...
Hey, Joe, thanks for the airtime.
Yeah, you stayed an extra hour and 50 minutes. Well, 150 minutes.
So I'm billing you now because Maz owes me money for the baseball hour. You owe me... maybe a barter system?
Maybe I'll bring some pizza some night.
Okay, we can work with that.
We can do that.
You won't offend me with a free meal.
That's all I can do these days.
I understand.
Or I can find a nice card that you would like.
Ooh.
I can find some.
Okay.
I'll look around.
Joe, appreciate you.
He's James Stewart, everybody. Check him out, Felger and Maz, and also sometimes the Baseball Hour, which he hosted last week. Thank you, James Stewart, for all your help. All right, guys. What are we doing now? What do we do now, Skaz? Should I look at our rundown?
I mean, a rundown, Joe. I mean, if you want, we've done Giannis. I think we as they would say, shoot the breeze.
Guys, real
maybe
quick.
we do some in or out. Who knows?
We got 2 minutes.
3, sure.
What'd you think about the World Cup opening today?
I thought it was interesting. I like Salma Hayek, Joe, to open the World Cup.
Salma Hayek?
Yes. Did you see that?
No, I love her, though.
She was part of the opening festivities,
you ever
Joe.
see her in
I've seen her,
Grown Ups?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I've seen her, Joe. So she was part of it. I was a big fan of that. I thought Mexico played really well. South Africa was shook right away. We had 3 red cards in the first match. There were 4 red cards in the entire last World Cup. So I would say people that took the over on red cards are certainly happy. They had Andrea Bocelli do a little singing before the game. If you're a fan of the tenors there, Joe, I'm more of a Pavarotti guy myself. But what are you going to do? I thought it was a great game. I'm excited for South Korea, Czechia tonight. I got our guy Son there from Tottenham, now playing in the MLS. Anytime goal scorer, Joe, plus 200. How do you like that?
Ooh, I like that.
I think it's going to be a draw, though. If I had to guess.
Do you know what's funny? when I took Mexico today, and I took the -1.5. But when it came to goal scorers, there was one Jimenez with a J and a Jimenez with a G. And who scored? Because I almost thought about just taking them both because I didn't know which one was actually going to score the goal. But yes, I think I saw that earlier today. It was
Raul Jimenez scored.
Is that with the G or the J?
J.
Okay, he was the favorite to score. Who scored the second goal? It doesn't matter. But like that's what I'm looking for, guys. I want the big boys.
I'm being told that on the Hardys' departure from the building, Joe, that they were stopped by our cleaning staff for pictures. That's how famous.
Get out of here,
yes.
Luis.
I don't know if it was Luis
or
Jose. Okay, so yes, it might have been Luis.
That's
yes.
awesome. Good for Luis.
Yes.
So do you think he knows?
He's doing the Hardys. He's playing loaded. Yeah, why not?
Even our old intern Chris, who's no longer an intern anymore.
I'm going to teach him how to cut some video.
He was technically our first intern.
Yes, he was like 17, I think, when he was our intern.
And now he's graduated college.
Yeah, yes, he was freshly 18, and now he is headed into the real world, Joe.
And he is a big wrestling guy. So isn't Derek.
Yeah, Derek, sneaky wrestling guy.
And you guys got to meet him. So it was funny because
Derek was upset. No love for the Shield on that list.
I only went top 5. Because that's how Street Team Joe rolls. Actually, yeah, it was Men's Journal today. They do that ranker.
That's a good publication there, Joe.
Yeah. D-Generation X was 6, just in case you were wondering. The Brothers of Destruction, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. The British Bulldogs, Harlem Heat. The Steiners, the Usos. New Day, New Age Outlaws. Oh, you didn't know? The Rockers, Demolition, APA, Evolution. The Rock and Sock Connection, the Mega Powers. Freebirds, Rated RKO, Wyatt's, Rock and Roll Express, Von Erichs. I am still looking for the Shield.
I mean, I'm not a wrestling guy, Joe, but that feels like they should be higher.
But is the Shield a tag team?
Well, then now you're asking a question I simply don't have the answer to.
And that's why they're not on the list. They're a 3-man group. Who's the best 3-man group of all time? Is it the New Day?
They're saying Evolution was a 3 or 4-man group.
Well, they're somehow on here on a tag team, too.
Hey, Joe, I'm just the messenger.
I don't understand that. But I still don't see the... And by the way, I think this was the anniversary of the Shield. Like this week. That's awesome, Luis and the staff.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. Let's hit the headline. We'll get everybody caught up on what's going on in the world. Maybe we'll bring Street Team Joe in the studio. Bust his chops about what him chirping us last night. And we can have Derek teach Chris how to cut all that video up. So let's hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All righty, 1-1 right now. Second period between Vegas and Carolina. Game 5 in that. Josh Barber checking in, Skaz. I think you put the moose call out last night.
That sounded like Jurassic Park when he does the dinosaur. That was good.
Thank you. So Joe, I don't know if you when you're not here, I don't know if you listen.
I listen every night.
Well, thank you. Just so you know, around this time we were like, it's not looking good for the New York Knicks.
I know. I made a pre-celebratory dig at you and Skaz.
By the way, Street Team Joe's in studio. Skaz is back there doing God's work.
There's a lot of testosterone back there in that booth today. A lot of boys back there.
And we're trying to teach the next up and coming of the world. You know, we got a kid from BU and a kid that just graduated from Rhode Island.
Who else but us, Joe? I mean, who else is going to teach the youth?
You know what? Is the night show like the NXT of 98.5 The Sports Hub?
We're the pipeline, you know? We're a filter system, you know?
But I do think that whether it's this job on the radio, you know, whether it's working at somewhere else, if you can learn how to do graphics or cut video or whatever, like it's easy to talk on this mic, right, Joe?
Yeah. This is our lesson. If you can't do behind the scenes, you'll never get an opportunity.
But is it easier for you to understand now the behind the scenes work?
Yeah.
How when you're in it, this makes it so
the
much
clock
easier.
didn't make sense to me until I went on. I understood the clock reverse. The clock for like Skaz has back there.
You know, like we're supposed to go to break.
Yeah. It was us going over made me understand what happens.
Yeah.
Is it cool that like when you guys have interns then that like is it rewarding that afterwards you're like, oh, I want to do this as a profession? Like, do you find that rewarding?
Like knowing that River wants to go to South Dakota to work.
Yeah.
And do this?
Not wants to, is.
He's already there. He saw his video today.
Yeah, he's there.
No, but like
he's doing it.
That kid went from Vermont to Springfield, Massachusetts to South Dakota.
To Waltham.
You're right. Yeah, right.
From Springfield to Waltham ain't no small trip either.
Just so you know, that kid, just like you, Joe, you come in on your own time. You have to invest in yourself. That kid drove over an hour every day to come in here. Oh no, 2 hours. Sorry. And like Riley's coming from a distance too. You know, and a lot of these, like Chris came from Rhode Island today.
You had a former teacher of Riley's reach out to us.
That's right.
Funny small world, a guest on the show.
Yeah, Seth McCumber.
Seth's from Revs guy.
Revs guy said, "Hey, I know your intern.
He used to be your social studies teacher."
And then I sent it to her, and I go, "Hey, did you notice how we connected?" And it was on Twitter.
Riley would love Twitter. That's
I'm trying. I don't get it. I don't understand.
She's a TikTok famous. So
I know.
She would become Twitter famous.
Do you know when I was at the golf tournament, everybody asked me, "Joe, love what you're doing at night. All the graphics and the video, and like, hey, thanks, man." Like, people are noticing because the other shows do the video of them on the air, but I don't know how much. Like graphics, Joe, you could probably get a job anywhere, golf club, wherever. Doing graphics. Hey, we got a big sale this weekend. Put it on a one sheet, right?
I think the last couple of weeks since Riley and Derek started, like as a show, we've been getting a lot of good graphics out there.
Yeah, well, it's because
recently,
what it is, Joe, is when football ramps up, then Celtic season starts, and then Bruin season trickles in, and you'll get that first taste of football, right? And you know, every week it's going to be like, what's the injury report? We're going to be doing graphics of the injury report. We're going to put up like who's the star of the week. And I want to get all that stuff sponsored.
Training camp stars of the day.
Yeah, boom. Yeah. Sponsored by, Bally's. You know?
No, we need our boys
I know, but do you I know. But do you see how it works?
Yeah.
You put out the content, you make the graphic, you get it sold.
And people are noticing.
And then when you get it sold, you get paid. I get paid. Skaz gets paid.
Nah.
What did we Tim Healy the other day? Hey, is this where are we at? He goes, meh.
Oh, we asked JP how he was doing the other night. No. You doing good, JP?
No. Yeah, that was a funny clip. That's why I met Hennessy's.
Is Wemby a dirty player?
No.
I don't think so, but should he have enough technicals? I think they've missed a couple flagrants on.
Well, they rescinded one. He should, if he gets one more, he's done, right?
Yep.
Imagine if they win the next game and then gets a flagrant in the first. Now that will be the NBA shenanigans right there. The NBA shenanigans.
That would not be a good look.
It ain't. And by the way, I don't want that to happen.
I think the Knicks are winning on Saturday night.
Is that when the next game is?
Yes.
So today's Thursday. Wow, 2 days off. Ooh, that Saturday night's going to be a big boy.
They kind of porked no one was getting porked in the NBA Finals, but the 2 home games for the Knicks were Tuesday or Monday, Wednesday. It's just a weird how they spaced it out. But Saturday night, Joe, it's we're gonna have some Stanley Cup Finals. Carolina up 2-1. We have World Cup, NBA Finals, and then we're gonna be stuck with the Red Sox.
Do you guys think the Spurs can make this a series, or is this done?
It's done.
Jalen Brunson after the game felt like it was just another win.
He said we were just hitting singles, which is the best way to look at it.
Spurs felt awfully Celtic-y to me at the end there.
Yeah, that was my take tonight, Joe. Although De'Aaron Fox made a horrendously bad
He got fouled, but it doesn't matter. He should never have gone to the hoop.
Do you know who made the block on that, too?
Well, OG fouled the hell out of him, but yes, it was OG. If you watch the clip back, he slaps his arm as hard as can be.
What's OG? Is he a 3? Would you on a?
I think he could be a 2.
Okay,
but he's a 3. That's the roster you're dreaming to build. He's the 3. That's how it should be built. Where Cat is the best player on that roster. Would we all 3 of us agree on that?
People will say Brunson, but Cat's the best player because he's big. He's a big too.
He shoots.
Yeah.
I think he's the most important player to what they do on a nightly basis.
OG Anunoby or Derek White?
OG.
OG, yeah.
And who's a better defender?
OG.
Well, Derek White was first team.
I know, but
OG's bigger. It's the bigger. That's the thing. That's why I'm not a Pritchard guy. That's why I'm not a Hauser guy.
So let's have a. Can we just have a healthy conversation?
We can try, Joe. It's tough with Street Team Joe in the room.
Healthy. I've heard people push back that the Celtics roster is better than the Knicks roster. Outside of being top heavy, which means a lot, by the way, the Celtics having Tatum and Brown at the top beats New York.
Well, that's the problem. It's everything else.
Right, because then who's next? It's Cat, right?
Yeah, like you guys said the other night in a draft of the 2 teams, Tatum goes 1 and Brown's going 2.
And Cat goes 3.
Cat goes, and then it's the Knicks. Yeah, it's the rest of the Knicks. Yeah.
See, then OG.
I'm taking Bridges over Derek White.
I'm taking Bridges over Derek White, too.
So, yeah, that's the difference.
Josh Hart, White.
I would take Derek White, yeah.
And what about Pritchard Hart?
No, I think I would lean Pritchard in that, and I'm not really a Peyton
Hart
Pritchard
had if that game turned out differently, he has one of the biggest blunders
Hart's
of all time.
a glue guy. He's a glue guy.
That clip of
him missing the layup.
That clip of Larry David, I don't know if you guys saw
when
that.
He fell
when he
over?
missed the layup. One of the all-time clips. And how about Jose Alvarado, a guy who stinks, just stepping up in the big moment. A guy who's not a shooter, not a scorer, really is a defensive player, but from New York, steps up in that moment. You need a guy to do that in the playoffs, and the Celtics have kind of, lacked that guy at times outside of Tatum and Brown.
Mike Brown deserves all the credit for that, doesn't he?
Yeah, because that's something that I don't think a lot of coaches, I don't know if any coach is saying, hey, let's put Jose Alvarado out there and maybe he'll score. Because he was out there, Joe, late in the fourth quarter, and he was sticking with him.
He was covering Wemby.
Yeah, he was everywhere. And he wasn't tremendous, but he was certainly making winning plays and impact. He hit a big 3 late in the shot clock. Cat hit that crazy 3 in the corner, and that's when I knew that's when I knew.
Joe, do you think that the New York Knicks are likable? Take being from Boston.
Yeah, I think Brunson's a likable player.
I think they're all likable.
I think Cat's very likable. I think Josh Hart's very likable.
Is just such a...
OG's likable.
OG is...
Very likable.
You would take him on the Celtics in a second.
But like the thing with OG Anunoby, he was the best player. Was Indiana. He was just a stud. People always thought he was going to be great. He kind of...
Indiana.
He played alongside Kawhi, so he was kind of always a wingman. And I don't think he ever was able to be his own guy. But isn't he a great wingman? Sometimes, this is what I mean by just to bring up Jaylen Brown for an example. Jaylen, you're a great player. it's okay if you play with somebody else that's good. Like like Andre Iguodala was a star on the 76ers. Star. Put him on the Warriors. Like look what he can do. Oh boy. No longer intern Josh, New York Knicks' finest, is on the line with us. Hello, Josh.
How are you? How you doing, Joe? And Street Team Joe.
What's up, Josh? Long time no see. Miss you, man.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Not good, man. The Knicks are winning. I'm sure you're happy.
I'm great, Josh. How are you doing?
I know. Trust me. I know Joe's doing great, and so am I. Wow. Just wow. That was my reaction last night. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm very rarely left speechless, and I was on both ends of the speechlessness spectrum last night. First half, I was left speechless because we were playing terribly. Second half was quite possibly the greatest half of basketball I've ever watched in my entire life.
Was it a great half or was it a great comeback?
You can't have the great comeback without it being a great half from everybody involved. Like the Knicks played a great half of basketball. In order to have that comeback happen, you need a little luck from the Spurs choking that. Absolutely, you do. I'm not going to put that aside and say that you don't, because that was an all-time choke job. But in order to have that level of a comeback, you need to have a great half of basketball played from your entire team. I heard you guys talking about it, but Jose Alvarado is my MVP from last night, other than OG Anunoby. Provided a spark off the bench, played his tail off the entire night, and as you guys mentioned, a guy from New York putting on for his city in Madison Square Garden. I mean, you can't make this up. And if you saw it in a movie, you'd think that it was too cheesy. That's how good the story is for that guy.
Josh, can I ask you a question here?
Yes.
It's interesting. As a Knicks fan and you're observing the Spurs, who fears you the most coming down the stretch?
In what sense?
Like as a scorer.
Who do I fear the most?
Yeah. Like I'm trying to say, like, is it me or should the ball be in Dylan Harper's hands a lot more than it is coming down the stretch?
Thank you for saying that. Because I agree. He's 20 years old, but he plays like he's been in the league for nearly 5 years to 10 years at this point. I mean, he's got a fantastic head on his shoulders, wise beyond his years as far as the way that he carries himself goes, especially in those clutch situations. Do I think he should have been on the court last night? I personally do. I think that he earned that spot the way that he has played throughout the finals. And De'Aaron Fox made a boneheaded play. But if you were really looking for somebody to try and take a dagger shot last night, if you're the Spurs, Devin Vassell was lights out from beyond the arc. And he was open multiple times from the wing because the Knicks like to play the help defense, which I don't necessarily like because it leaves a guy open. And the way that the Spurs have been shooting this series, it's been quite incredible. But Dylan Harper should have been on the court. And if not, you should have tried to find a guy who was hot like Vassell.
Yeah, he had that play. Remember when OG, I think, is a top 5 defender in the NBA. I know you probably agree. Remember that play where Harper kind of pushed off of him a little bit. It was a little bit of an offensive foul, but you just saw like how he was a grown up in the room like on that play, and I was like, he has arrived. I do not know why. I think he didn't take a shot with like the last 10 minutes. Right, like
he's not a rookie anymore, if that makes sense. Like I don't think that you could go on this run and be this good throughout the playoffs. He's having one of the best rookie playoff campaigns of all time. I don't think that you could necessarily categorize him as a rookie anymore because he plays way above that. And due to that, I think he should be on the court in those clutch situations more often than not.
All right, Josh, how do you feel about the next game?
I do think that the Knicks close it out in 5. You could say bias or unbiased, but I do have a couple stats to back it up. Knicks have won 8 straight on the road. They're the best road team in the NBA, especially in this playoffs. And in closeout games, their point differential is plus 118. So if you put those two things together, it's not looking too good for the Spurs next game.
All right, buddy. So, here in New England, we've had 28-3 come back in a Super Bowl. Did you know the Knicks beat the last team to have a comeback in the NBA Finals was the 08 Celtics? So I've lived it, Josh. So I've lived the greatest comebacks, whether it's been the NBA, whether it's been I watched Bergeron and the Bruins score 4 goals against the Maple Leafs, right? I've seen it. So for you, is it the best moment in your New York sports career?
As of right now, yes. I think like I was with my buddy last night. We watched every single game of the finals together so far, and we were completely dejected last night at halftime. We were trying to do different things. We were eating Mike and Ike's because that's Josh Hart's favorite snack. So we each ate a half pound of Mike and Ike's, bought a full pound bag, ate a half pound of Mike and Ike's each. Didn't necessarily work out in the first half, but it ended up working out through and through. It was hands down the greatest sports moment of my life so far. But if Saturday comes around and the Knicks clinch that title and I get to watch that with my dad, I think that'll be number one.
Oh, good for you.
He's the reason why I'm a Knicks fan. That's my guy, man. So if he's listening right now, shout out to my dad, and I hope I can watch the game with him. That'll be awesome.
That's very cute, and no, I don't mean that to be a jerk. Real quick, Josh, do you think Wemby needs someone to help him get over the hump? Because he threw the ball away in Game 2. His flagrant, the Knicks went on a 55-25 run after the flagrant, and then he missed the two free throws, and De'Aaron Fox couldn't bail him out. Do you think they need another veteran with him?
It's hard to say as of right now because you've gotten this far without, that other veteran. As far as Wemby goes, it's really difficult to say because you could truly see the flashes of greatness of him being a possible future GOAT, but he already has on his resume the largest choke job in NBA Finals history. So how can you really say that as of right now? It's tough. I think that they might need one more, and maybe that veteran that they were trying to get was De'Aaron Fox, and clearly that's not working out after last night. The Spurs fans started a GoFundMe, Joe. I don't know if you saw that. They started a GoFundMe called Buy Out De'Aaron Fox's Contract. So in case anyone was wondering how Spurs fans are feeling after last night. But I think that he needs a couple more years to develop. He's young. LeBron obviously got swept in 2007 by the Spurs, and that was kind of his wake-up call. And I think that this is one for Wemby as of right now, because if it's not for Wemby throwing the ball away, and then also last night the choke job, the Spurs could very well be up 3-1 instead of the Knicks right now. I'm not a delusional Knicks fan to where I'm saying, I knew that we were going to win this series the whole time. Like, was I confident? Yes, I was confident that the Knicks were going to win the series, but this could have very easily been 3-1 Spurs right now, and this could have been a whole different conversation that we could be having right now.
Glad you said that. All right, Josh, if they win, you got to call. Well, Saturday night we won't be here, but I'll be here Sunday if you want to call in.
I wonder what Josh would think of the Celtics redraft, the Celtics-Knicks draft.
Oh, yeah. We should ask you, if you were to draft if it was the Knicks and Celtics and you had to make a draft, who are your top 5 picks?
Top 5. So starting 5, we'll just go with?
Yeah.
Okay. Point guard is going to be Brunson. I'd say.
Well, how about draft? Just draft.
Yeah, you're forming a team. Best players.
Like who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Best players available? Okay, cool. I'd probably go Tatum. I still give Tatum the edge over Brunson, to be honest. And I know that Boston fans are probably very happy hearing a Knicks fan saying that as of right now. But I think that Tatum at his peak is still a bit better than Brunson at his peak. I think both of them are top 10 players in the NBA at their peaks, but I give Tatum the edge there. So I'll go Tatum at 1. I'll go Brunson at 2. I'll go Cat at 3, Brown at 4. And then I'm going to go Josh Hart at 5 over OG Anunoby, because as much as I love OG and after what he did last night, I think you need a guy like Josh Hart, that typical glue guy that's going to really, get dirty down low with everybody else. I think that you need somebody like that.
I don't know if Skaz approves.
The Jaylen Brown stock falling.
I'd have Cat. I think Cat's better than Brunson personally. I think he's just more important to what the Knicks do on a nightly basis. I think Cat's like almost underrated. I think I'm a big Cat guy, but I also think Mikal Bridges and OG are both better than Josh Hart. But that's just, they probably are better players, but Josh Hart does the intangibles. That's kind of where I go as far as like if you're trying to build a team, I would probably take Josh Hart in that situation. And I also think you're correct about that, Skaz. Like if you're going to build a team, you're going to need a point guard. That's why I went Brunson over Cat right there. But
Karl Anthony Towns, the Knicks offense runs through him. If he doesn't touch the ball, the Knicks offense is not the same. We saw it last night. He got a lot more touches in the second half, and we all saw the comeback that happened.
All right, Josh. Good luck, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Skaz. Thank you, Street Team Joe.
Talk to you soon. It says he's made 125 calls to the station.
Feels low.
What does it say when Street Team Joe calls in?
Let's see. Call in, Street Team Joe.
We have a game. Czech Republic, South Korea. Who do you like?
Well, we have to get our introductions for this game, I think. I think Street Team Joe may need to... He likes to do the night show starting lineup when we leave. We have a World Cup game about to start. What if he introduces the teams for us?
What do you think, Joe?
South Korea and the Czech team.
Should we print up the...
yeah, if you could print up the roster, I could do that.
All right. And I got a real musings tonight. We might not need the bed for it, though. But I actually have something that's bothering me about last night's game. You know it's in regards to, right?
Is it T Swift?
Yeah.
Joe, did you see an apology was issued, though?
I was going to go there.
Tate McRae also pissed me off last night. She's from Canada. Hopping on the Knicks bandwagon.
Save it for music.
Joe, save it. All right. Hey, we got a game coming up. We got a lot going on in this hour. The Sports Up's been brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 50% off your next round through oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Up.
Germany win a silver medal last season. And Mexico at the World Cup. Mexico 2-0 win today over South Africa. Right now, Chechnya is underway with, well, I got to put the game on so I can tell you who the other is. South Korea. Headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance. Providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station.
He scores!
It's the Sports Hub.
You want a random take? Murray's got all sorts on stuff in the world unrelated to sports. So sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man complaining.
It's Murray's Musings here. The South Korea game is now underway at the World Cup. It's the second game it says Czech Republic, but it's Chechnya.
Czechia. Yeah, it's
sure.
a Czech.
Czechia.
South Korea versus Czechia.
All right, Joe. Who's the goalkeeper for South Korea?
At goalkeeper, we have Kim Song-ju.
That's probably pretty close.
Give me some of the forwards.
At forward, well, I don't know if these are in order, but I'll list you some players. We have Lee Han Byum, Lee Ji Hyuk, Kim Min Jae, number 22, Seol Young Woo, number 8, Paik Sung Ho, number 6, Hwang In Byum.
Not bad.
Number 13, Lee Tae Seok. And at 19, Lee Kang In. Now rounding out at number 10, Lee Ja Sung. And Sung Hoon Min.
That's their best player right there. That's the guy we want to score tonight.
Now, give us the Czech Republic.
This is the one I'm interested in. A lot of letters in this one.
Who's the goalkeeper?
At goalkeeper, we have Matej Kovar.
Nice.
We have Ladislav Krejci, Hobin Hrasnak, Stefan. Yeah, this is Chalupik, Thomas
Sujicek.
He's good. You know that name.
Jaroslav Zelene, Alexander Sojka, Vladimir Kufal, Pavel Sulic, Lukas Provad, and Patrick. I'm not going to attempt that.
Sheik. He is also. Watch for him to score tonight as well.
Good job, Joe.
Anytime goalkeepers.
I think that was pretty good.
I think you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
We do the U.S. tomorrow.
Yes, we'll have you do the U.S. That'll be good.
What time's tip off?
9 o'clock, I believe.
What do they call it in soccer? It's not
no
kickoff.
No, it's not kickoff.
It's kickoff. What time's kickoff?
Now, just remember, it's if it's like today, Mexico won 2-0.
2-0.
They don't say 2-0.
Oh, do they? Can we end in a tie here?
It's called a draw.
It's a draw, and you can in these rounds. Yes, as the tournament goes on, there are no draws. They will go to extra time
and
then PKs.
So, as a soccer guys, what's the expectations for the U.S. coming up here? I don't know.
Quarterfinals should be the expectation.
Quarterfinals.
They constantly fail that expectation, but that should be the expectation, especially as a host country where weather has played a factor in World Cups in the past. And if it's going to be this hot, it sounds crazy, but weather can be a factor, and maybe the USA can use that to their advantage, depending on, matchups and, if they get out of their group and stuff like that. But they should absolutely win the group. It's not the easiest. It's not a hard group, but it's not the easiest group either. But they should win it. And then can you win us a game? Can you get to a quarterfinal? That should be the hope.
My Bally's pick of the night tomorrow for the game, or should I do it tomorrow?
You can give one tonight and tomorrow,
I'll
Joe.
give one tonight. Bally's pick of the night, of course, Bally's 4,000 slots, 100 table games, And they got all the entertainment at their the Lighthouse Tavern over there. So it's also always great. Anytime goal scorer tomorrow for Team USA, Christian Pulisic, plus 225.
He seems to be their best player.
He is my favorite player on Team USA. They have Ricardo Pepi as the anytime goal scorer leader, followed by Florin Balogun.
Balogun, yeah. He's a good player.
I apologize. There's also no goal scorer tomorrow. It's just 0-0 plus 750. So the game would end 0.
That's kind of juicy.
Just 0. And then extra time, 750. Yeah. $10 gets you 75. But who wants to watch that?
Yeah. That's boring.
I'm a Haji Wright guy. I want to see him get some minutes. Him and Malik Tillman, maybe. We'll see.
Haji Wright plus 250 tomorrow.
I like him.
The U.S. played pretty well against Germany, right?
No? They still lost, so.
But, like, going toe-to-toe, like.
Yeah, toe-to-toe. It was a friendly. Germany smash them. But we shall see. That's the beauty of the World Cup.
Who's the guy who had the goal, Skaz? That was a nice strike.
Oh, in that game, that was Robinson there. One of the best left backs in the Premier League there. He's an actual very good player, the Team USA. He's probably, him and Pulisic are probably their best players. Weston McKennie starts overseas as well. They have a couple guys that start overseas at a high level, but I would say Robinson and Pulisic are the top two.
You guys mind if I go on a little rant here and then you guys can crap all over it?
Please, Joe, defend your girl.
I think the Taylor Swift hate is becoming hypocritical. I think people are actually just doing it because it's Taylor Swift now. She's a very popular musician who's going to marry one of the most popular athletes in the world that some people don't like. I feel as though she is unfairly scrutinized because she's so popular. Like, for example, Kim Kardashian's famous because of being famous.
Well,
her father was O.J. Simpson's lawyer.
She had a pretty popular video that came out.
And she had it, yeah, but my whole thing is I don't think that would have made the career that she had. Right? Because like Ray J's Ray J just got knocked out at a celebrity boxing match, and she's one of the biggest celebrities in the world.
I credit Chris for turning that into the dynasty that it is.
I love Kris Jenner. But I also don't love how she's exposed some of her children. But that's a different story. I don't have kids, so that's my own thing. Anyways, I think Taylor Swift is it's okay, guys, if like you are like, hey, Joe, she's not my cup of tea. I don't like her music. Like that's fine. That's okay. But like people getting on her for being at the Knicks game. I know she was at the Cleveland game with her boyfriend. And I know that it was against the Knicks, and she was probably rooting against them. But last night, like on a hot mic, Monica McNutt basically was like, she's not a Knicks fan, and I guess she is. She was there with her friends. They all made T-shirts together. One said Nickelback, one said Stevie Nicks. Forget what the other one said. There was 4 of them.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage, yeah. So she was invited by her friends to go to the game, and then people just talk crap about her. People hated seeing her on TV. Like, she is one of the most famous people in the world. But I do think that, if you listen to her music, she's had bad relationships.
Is that Taylor Swift down there?
No, I think Gray was just saying her name for no reason to distract me.
No, that's her.
Yeah, but where?
With that long ponytail. Ain't that her in the blue? Yeah, I literally was like, that's her.
I don't know if I believe you.
Wow, look at Tyler go. You don't even know where you're looking. Yeah, sure. She's not a Knicks fan.
I'm recording her right now.
Get out of here, girl.
Hate, right? They don't even know that. She just know
hate
anything.
is strong, Joe.
Well, I unfairly criticized is what I was going with it.
I don't think that's unfair.
Okay, that's fine. That's an opinion. Mine is that I just feel like she goes to a game with her friends or goes to a game with her boyfriend. The Chiefs thing, I get it. Like it was a spectacle, right? It's part of the gig. I don't think she's going to be a distraction. But she goes to the game and gets invited with her friends, but Robert Kraft goes, and so she's a fraud, but Robert Kraft's not. My whole thing is like the other guys that were there go to every game. Jerry Seinfeld, all those guys. But she's invited, she goes, and she's a fraud. And then Monica McNutt comes out today and apologizes to Taylor Swift. So it's like, in a way, I do feel like she's somewhat unfairly criticized. I heard it today on the radio. I heard this very radio station. I heard people going at Taylor Swift today, calling her a fraud. But, like, is Robert Kraft's not? Like, is
he wearing a Knicks shirt? I didn't see him in a Knicks shirt.
She did it with her friends. And you know, I went to the golf tournament this week, and we were crapping on guys who were wearing the shirts. So I think people just do that anyways because people are wearing shirts. Here, let me just keep going with this. The two people in this town, sports-wise, that I think when people go at them, it's unfair. I think that Jason Tatum and Drake May are two humble, modest athletes. Jason Tatum wants to work out, hang out with his kid, and play basketball. And Drake May, what's the same thing? He wants to play football, hang out with his wife, and he's a good person. But, like, when people go at him and attack them, like, I just feel like it's unfair. They're the most, I don't know. Tell me what they do that's wrong. Have they done anything wrong besides maybe a bad pass or a bad throw? Like, or a bad decision at the basket? Or, I don't know, playing on a bad shoulder? Tell me what have they done wrong. But they get publicly criticized. I just feel like Taylor does great for the world. She gives back. She's a huge role model. And, like, do I have to bring up the Kanye thing? Was that not real? Did that not interrupt anything that she was doing? I'm just saying, like...
So that was really hard for her, that one moment in time where she made $10 billion, but Kanye interrupted her on stage? I mean, what are we doing?
It was ignorant. I'm just saying, I think, my opinion, right or wrong, this is just my thought.
She makes $1 billion and flies from L.A. to San Diego to get a cup of coffee. I mean, I'm not going to feel too bad for her because people picked on her for wearing a Knicks shirt.
I don't feel bad for her. My point is I feel like she's unfairly criticized when she's a role model. And I'm comparing it to Tatum and Drake May.
Yeah, I think sports fandom. I think it's sports fandom though. People get sensitive with their teams, and I think that's completely fine. Like Jerry Seinfeld and Stiller and Chalamet, they're there every night, so they don't get it. She was at a Cavs game against the Knicks and then shows up. I think that's fair game. I have no issue with it.
Listen, when you're in the public light, it's fair game to begin with. I just think people hate her because she's Taylor Swift. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
And that's my take.
But I just don't have an issue with, people being...
No, you can go at her.
She is a Knicks fan, but she's just not there every night. So, yeah, she saw an opportunity, and she was there.
And she went. And people thought that was going to be the closeout game in a Game 4. May I also bring up something else that happened last night?
Please.
Did you see who's sitting behind them?
No, I did not.
Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun.
Oh, Joe, the horror.
Just would like to mention that Sydney Sweeney was sitting front row, while Sydney Sweeney had to sit in the cheap seats with Scooter Braun, who, by the way, tried to steal all of Taylor Swift's music. They were sitting near each other.
They survived? They make it out of there?
They survived.
Okay, just making sure.
We haven't even mentioned Tate McRae yet.
All I got to say is...
what's your beef with her?
Hang on. Keep hating on Taylor Swift. She just keeps winning, and the Knicks will keep winning, too. But, like, that's my whole thing. And Dave Portnoy blasts her, too. Obnoxious, all the Knicks fans in the celebrity row that were there last night. I'll use a Taylor Swift quote, and I'll get off my soapbox. It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. Taylor will keep winning while everybody keeps hating. That's all I got. I'm done. Go ahead, Joe. What do you got?
No, for the most part, I actually do agree with you on the Taylor Swift hate. I think it's just overexposure. It happens with LeBron, happened with MJ, will happen with all the greats, the all-time greats. You get it shoved in your face 24 hours a day, and eventually you start to turn on them. The only reason I can see people actually having a legitimate reason, it's not even to hate, but just critique Taylor Swift, is she kind of switched up her music style, but why she was country and then she went to pop. But that's not.
I mean, that's
not a hate.
This isn't Post Malone.
Yeah.
Who kind of came up a certain way and now has forgotten that group, those ways. Taylor Swift's latest album that she had was a lot about her personal life, and a lot of regular music fans didn't understand a lot of the lines and stuff like that. And it's fine. It's okay.
I don't think she's drastically changed.
Just like Drake.
Yeah.
A lot of this new Drake stuff. What did I sing? I was singing all the songs last night, Joe. I had, Reach Me, Baby.
Too Hard for the Radio.
Call my phone, say you need me, baby.
Oh, is that STFU, Janis?
Me, baby. pull up Maybach. I was singing all the Drake songs. But what I'm saying is if you listen to a lot of Drake songs, there are shots at other people that maybe I don't understand. That's the same thing with Taylor. I'm over the Taylor Swift. What do you got?
Issue with Tate McRae, Joe.
So Tate McRae. Now, if we're going to actually get on someone for being a bandwagon fan, I'm 90% sure she's from Calgary. She's from Canada. And
That's where Aurora is from.
And she's a Calgary fan. And I don't think, and she's just, she's become an icon here for lots of reasons. She's got all the talents.
She was on.
She can sing. She can dance. She's beautiful.
She was on Yellowstone.
Yeah, she's dating.
She was a Buckle Bunny.
She's dating a Hughes, right?
Yeah, one of those guys.
One of the and she's pretending to be. So if we're gonna get on someone, let's get on Tate McRae for hopping on the Knicks. She's not even from this country. And
she
she's
was,
hopping on
she
the
was
Knicks.
in one of the same. I believe she was part of the Swiftie posse last night. No, wasn't she in one of the same?
I don't think she was one of them.
I think she was.
No, the girl from It
was Haim. It was her. It was Haley Bieber. I thought Somber had one on. Your guy Somber, Joe. That you're trying to put his songs in the songs of the summer.
Hey, when you listen to the song Janice, right? Do you hear any of the Migos in there?
I'm sorry.
Like you hear reminds you of the Migos.
Yeah. They say something in the background. I think. I don't know.
I don't
Derek,
know.
look that up. Are the Migos
Inspired
are the Migos
by-
on. You know this. You know the answer already.
You know a funny musing. Have you seen the?
Hey, what was that?
Mama.
Yeah,
Like
see
the
that.
ad-libs,
Yeah. Am I wrong or am I? Can you just?
We're gonna
confirm
have to
it?
find this
Please.
out.
Okay.
LeBron. Have you ever seen Drake try to get LeBron to sing his lyrics, and LeBron just doesn't know the lyrics?
No.
So he runs away from a mic.
Yeah, LeBron. That's the last thing we need is LeBron rapping.
Where do you think he goes post NBA career? Is he going to be prevalent in the media, or do you think he kind of drifts off?
He'll be an owner of a sports team. I think he'll have something.
This guy is not
HBO something. He'll have
Guy's not
documentaries. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he'll be a part of the old new.
FSG, baby. Come on. Save us, LeBron. Save us.
Imagine that. That's a good storyline. LeBron to save Boston.
You're laughing.
But it could happen. That could be a graphic. LeBron saves Boston.
Gross. All right, people want to talk to us. George in the car. George. Hey, George. Call back, George. Rajiv, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings, Rajiv.
Yeah, he called.
Yeah, he called. Yeah. Oh, you can eat
Exactly.
abs.
Yeah. He told me that you didn't tell him about the deal, so I told him about it yesterday. There was another deal that was happening today for World Cup fans. I know that it's a bit late and Chipotle is going to be closing, but did you hear about today's BOGO Chipotle deal?
No.
Oh, you come into Jersey, right? And you get a BOGO?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you wear any sort of soccer outfit, and you can get up to 5 entree items as a BOGO on one check.
There's a Chipotle across the street. I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, there you go. Do the BOGO.
Should I DoorDash it?
Do the BOGO. It was funny. Hey, you know what's so funny, Rajiv?
That's good.
What's that?
Somebody hit me up today.
Yeah.
And sent me like a food recommendation. I'm going to pull it up right now. It says 50-cent chicken bites in Massachusetts at a place called Shybird. There's one right near Fenway.
Oh, that's the place I was supposed to go.
And the guy goes, tell the smart guy that calls your show with food about this. And then I wrote back, Rajiv is what I wrote back.
He wanted me stuff from California. He's telling me about that. It must be a new place. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called Shybird, but he goes, yeah, tell the guy that calls in all the time with the great deals about this one.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, the other thing, you were talking about Taylor Swift, right? And people crapping on her?
Yeah.
I want to sort of support you also that on TMZ they were talking about how, everybody sort of crapping on her, right? But they said that she's lived in New York most of her life, and in the past, and there's pictures of her she's gone to Knicks practices before, and she's even played with a team, and there's pictures of her, like with Carmelo Anthony and stuff, like wearing a New York thing. So this New York Knicks thing isn't a new thing. She's been there, for a while.
From what I gather, Carmelo was one of the people that told that girl about all that, and that's why she apologized.
But yeah, I think you're right. It's like people crap on her because, she's famous and that. Hey, one thing I learned, which I didn't know, I assumed that, like, Spike Lee and everybody else, right, they pay for their season tickets, like Ben Stiller and everybody. But I just found out today that Ben Stiller's never paid for any of those tickets. Those people that sit in Celebrity Road, they get them for free. They're guests of Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, there's a certain protocol that they have to.
You can't leave early. You have to stay dressed to the nines. You can't, leave early. I guess that's how it got. What's that? Radikowski and another supermodel sort of banned because they had left early, and then I think Ethan Hawke criticized the management once, and so he was banned. So it's like you no longer get those complimentary tickets. You're free to sort of purchase it, but Ben Stiller said he's never paid for a ticket before, so he's always sitting there.
All right, Rajiv, appreciate you.
All right, man.
Thank you. I'm just. I will say this. I agree. I always agree with this. I never feel bad for people who make a lot of money. Joe, you'll never hear me do that. But and maybe it's because I have a soft spot for Taylor, but I feel like there's some unwarranted hate. How about that?
You know what's funny, Skaz, is a lot of the reasons Joe was defending Taylor Swift, he also insults Justin Bieber in the same sentence. Kind of similar characters, wouldn't you say?
Really makes you think.
Really,
it's
a lovable characters.
You know what? You're right. I'm hypocritical. I'm admitting it. I think Taylor Swift is a better performer. That's an opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right.
No, most of America. Yeah, she's probably, if you went up to your average household and she's probably the most recognizable face.
Tell
in
me
America.
she didn't look hot at the game.
No,
just tell me she didn't look hot.
I said that to Green Poo. Yeah,
Green Poo.
Our group chat.
Green Poo.
Yeah, we switched it to Green Poo after we lost.
No, she looked hot last night.
She looked great. Yeah, call a spade a spade, as you said.
And the night before, she did the Toy Story 5 and wearing that little bandana shirt with the shoulders off the sides. And then tonight she's winning an award. She's going into the Writers Music Hall of Fame. I know now we have Taylor fatigue. I get it. It's real. I'm over it.
Polka.
All right, let's take one more. Who's this? Chris, how you doing, Chris?
Hey, Joe, how you guys doing tonight? Great show. Love it. Love everything about it. But, hey, tonight was the first night my wife and I got to actually go out since she gave birth to twins, and we went to the Grateful Dead 50th anniversary of the 6/11/76 show. It was awesome. And also, starting on Tuesday, I got absolutely blasted at the 99. And then last night, we got takeout at the 99. And then today for lunch, you know what? I said, you know what? I want some more of that gold fever. So, I got another takeout there tonight. But my point about, the sports, because I know it's a sports show, but, the Sox stink. Breslow's got to go. We all know that. But they also got to make some serious changes. And it's not going to happen until after the lockout, which stinks because that's probably going to be 2 years because, next season is going to be another wash with Breslow most likely. More of his, junk signings. And, what's that guy, Durbin? He absolutely stinks. Oh, man, I can't even stand watching that guy play baseball. And then we still got Sweeney and Neely running the Bruins, to the ground. They don't know how to draft. They're going to ruin Hagens. We got tons of talent on BC and BU. In our own backyard, UMass, I can name it all. We got a lot of talent in our backyard, and they don't even sniff on that because they're still doing we need the big bad Bruins. Oh, yeah, all the fans want this and that. But you know what? A lot of the fans around here don't know hockey unless you play hockey. I'm pretty ticked off, mostly because of the Sox stink this year. But, yeah,
hey, Chris.
What else?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Congrats on the sex.
Thanks, buddy.
I mean, that's the best call we've had.
Yeah, that's a top-tier call.
Quite some time.
You think the kids are eating all right at 99 this year?
The kids are starving, Joe. Starving. Famished.
Because, yes, those gold fever wings are my favorite. Love my friends at the 99, Joe. I don't know if
the 99 restaurant.
99 reasons you'll always come back for. But now it's they have the $14.99 meal deals that they have.
Used to be $4.99 back in my day.
I know we're running late, but George, we lost you. You're back.
Hey, sorry about that. Joe, first of all, I just want to say I love that the Hardy segment. Like, I'm a big Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era fan, so like that was really some great stuff. Like, I love those guys.
Thanks,
so that
man.
was great.
It's posted to our YouTube channel right now if you want to listen to it again.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. I know you were talking about the World Cup and how you like long shots and how you had Croatia that one year.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was on them too. I have a couple here. I know the tournament already started, but you could probably still get these since all these teams haven't played. But I think to make the quarters, I think these are some good chances here. Turkey, Colombia, Uruguay, Senegal, and Ecuador, and maybe Skaz can back me up on those.
I have Colombia.
Colombia is good.
I have that one winning. What is it? The first round or their group or whatever. Moving on. Skaz, what do you think of Ecuador, Skaz, or any of those teams?
I like Ecuador. I like Turkey too. I think Turkey's got a shot. That they played well in big tournaments in the past. I think their group is set up for them to at least advance from there. So yeah, I don't hate any of those. A lot of people seem to be on Senegal as a kind of a sleeper in this tournament.
Thanks, George.
Sarah checking in saying, I too want to be blasted at the 99.
We should cut that.
Starting on Tuesday, I got absolutely blasted at the 99. And then last night, we got takeout at the 99. And then today for lunch, you know what? I said, I want some more of that gold fever. So, I got another takeout there tonight. But my point about, the sports, I know it's a sports show, but, the Sox stink.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Smitty from the 99's on the air. What's up, Smitty?
Yes, sir. What's going on? I heard you talking about me, so I had to, call in, make sure we're doing okay.
Everything's going great. Some guy had twins, and he said that he ate the 99 he got blasted and had the 99 and then had it for takeout the next day and then had it for dinner.
Well, good. That's how you do it. We're a family restaurant at the 99. We want to make sure everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, I love the matzo moons. You know what I actually kind of like from the nines? It's a hidden gem. I get it on the children's menu. Don't ask. But what about they make a great little flatbread pizza.
And we utilize it for a bunch of other things. We have the hot honey pepperoni flatbread now we use it for. And we added a kid pepperoni flatbread. The children were demanding pepperoni, so we made sure we satisfied them.
Does Gold Fever sauce, do you make it or does it come in a jar?
We make sure everything's consistent to the restaurant, so it does come consistent to every restaurant made for us. And, we want to make sure you have the same experience, whether you go to Billerica, Woburn, Tewksbury, all that stuff.
You a World Cup fan?
We can gamble on it, right?
That's true. Who's going to win the Cup right now? Carolina just went up 3-1.
I hope Hofford wins.
4-1.
Who scored? Was it Stink Oven?
Was it Mr. Stink Oven? It was Svechnikov has 2.
Svechnikov, yeah. Not bad. I do hope Hofford wins, though. I'm sick of Vegas.
Stahl.
You don't be a new team.
And Aho. What an Aho.
Oh, that's 2 for him tonight if that's him.
1 for him.
No, he scored earlier.
Stahl and then Svechnikov, 2.
Okay. How's everything with you? Good? Any good cards lately?
Yep, I'll be at the Woburn next Saturday. And
next Saturday, all right.
There's a big one in Marlboro at the end of the month up in in Marlboro at the 4 Kicks. I'll be there for 3 days that weekend.
All right.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
There. Yes, sir.
It's like the 99 happens, and then it's the 99 bat signal for Smitty.
Yes, sir. You know that. I was listening. I got the people texting me saying Joe's talking.
Hey, if I get Street Team Joe, you're at the Bill Ricca one? The little one.
Yep, 160 Lexington Road. It's right on the turnpike.
Got that address. All right, thanks, Smitty.
Yeah, you were there, Street Team Joe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob's in Hudson, New Hampshire. Bob.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
I just want to say I love the gold fillings. I love those things. Now, I went to the one in Lowell a lot. Yeah, fantastic. Also, I don't know if you've been over to the Brook lately, up in Salisbury. It's like the Kowloon twist. It's called the Nine Dragons.
Yeah, it's Nine Dragons. Yeah, they're a partner.
That's fantastic. Their Chinese food is very good. I'm kind of a connoisseur myself.
This is the greatest string of calls the night show has. This is like 5 excellent calls in a row.
One more. Derek's in the car. Derek.
Hey guys, how are you? I don't know about you guys, but it's painful to watch the Knicks win ball games. But I'll switch the subject for a second. Wanted to get your opinion. What do you really think we can get for Sam Hauser? I know he's a shooter for us. I'm a big-time Celtics fan. I liked him for a little while, but I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to move on and ready for package him up. Let's see if we can get something for him. Let's get some real-time, strong finish guys at the rim. What do you guys think?
I can't believe we didn't get a swear out of any of those calls tonight. That is miraculous.
The first guy who talked about the 99
I thought he
3 meals.
I love the gold wings.
I love the gold fever wings too.
Is that the best thing on their menu?
No, dude, they make great soups.
You told me that. That's a hot take.
They have a great cheddar and broccoli soup.
That's fantastic. Their Chinese food is very good. I'm kind of a connoisseur myself.
Connoisseur. That's a great word. Would you consider us food connoisseurs?
Definitely.
I think, yeah.
That's fantastic. Their Chinese food is very good. I'm kind of a connoisseur myself.
We got to get over to that new tiki bar that Kowloon opened. See, I still feel like I love the OG, the one that's in Saugus, which I don't think you've been to yet, Joe. Is that correct?
Nope.
Oh, my God. I could open a whole new world. Can you believe I killed that guy?
That was wild.
God, Peebo. I'll miss Peebo.
Like uncanny, like the next day.
Is it his funeral today? All right, we really have to go to break. Hey.
I just want to say I love the gold wings.
It got smashed last night.
At the 99.
Real quick, Joe, because it's a sports show. Oh, what can you get for Sam Hauser? Just
Nothing.
package him in a deal and get him out of here. Although I do like him. He was an undrafted kid.
Would you take him or Max Strus?
Hauser. You had to think about it for a second.
I had to think about it, but it's Hauser. It's Hauser.
I like Max Strus's hair, though.
He sucks.
He was a Celtic, too. Homegrown.
It's not any sharpshooters that I love anymore. We have to go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports.
I got absolutely blasted at the 99.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Papelbon. When the AC can't keep up, I call Rodenheiser Home Services. Fast installs, high efficiency system.
at NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off your next draft through oil change. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. It's halftime, Czechia and South Korea. Street Team Joe's here. And Chris, who was our intern, is now no longer our intern, is now Street Team Chris. Chris DeSisto of the DeSisto Bang. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be back at the Joe Show. It's been good. Fun memories here.
Chris was our first intern.
Very first.
And then you graduated college now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies.
And you met the Hardy Boys.
And I met the Hardy Boys. It was absolutely insane. I got to tell them that WrestleMania 17 is my favorite match. That was pretty awesome.
Cool. And you said that when you went outside, there were groupies outside?
Yes, yeah. There were groupies outside, and they were waiting for them. There's like a whole crowd, and they were like, pictures, and then they stopped, took pictures. They're super nice guys.
They really are. So Street Team Joe asked you to a Celtics game.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
How'd
and
that go?
it was a core memory. I don't know. Joe was not there to witness the core memory.
Well,
but it was,
what I remember
an
is
absolute core memory.
Jason Tatum dunking the basketball.
Yes.
Deuce standing up. And then you and Katie all there happy, and no Street Team Joe.
No Street Team Joe.
Where were you, Joe?
I was getting a Sprite.
It was an awful long time too.
Yeah.
Like really long.
To be fair, Tatum checked out, right, with like 7 minutes to go. And I was like, all right, it's first game back. He's not coming back in. I'm going to beat the lines. I'm going to beat all the suckers. But I was the sucker. And
the working man sucker.
Yeah, Tatum came back in with 2 minutes, and then I'm just like in the line, and I just
It was a solid like 30 to 45 minutes of you just not being there.
Yeah, it was a while.
All right, Chris, we have 45 seconds. What's your hottest take right now?
My hottest take, that the Celtics should just not even come. Or is that? Yeah, Celtics should just not even touch Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not even
so
touching.
Out on Giannis.
Yeah, so out on Giannis. Just need to keep the Jays together. We've seen what happens when you actually build around them, and a lot of people just thought this roster was going to make it to the finals when they never were. I had you on the Bang Hour, and we said they were going to be a play-in team, like they were not going to make it to the finals, and then they just shocked everybody, and they raised expectations so much that we got a little spoiled, and then people were expecting a finals run. It's just if you get them an actual center that can stretch the floor, it's such a big difference maker. And this entire season, they never had a 5. Like Keita was great, and he stepped up huge and really shocked a lot of people, me included. But they need a stretch 5, and they were missing a center the entire season.
All right. Well, he's intern, Chris. He got 3 minutes of airtime. He got to meet the Hardys today.
It's awesome.
And he got to learn how to cut video. So good for you, buddy. Good
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
All right.
You got to come back in, Chris.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. I'll be here tomorrow. I got an event tomorrow, so I'll be by.
Thank you, Derek. Great job tonight. He's not listening. Thank you, James.